This is the Vaguely Nerdy Podcast, where each week this brother-sister duo gets together to discuss the box office, latest film and TV scoops, along with our latest movie or show review, and what we are getting into next. We're your host, Cheryl.
And Jay.
All right, this week we watched The Long Walk, which I will admit, every time I hear this title, I think of Jill Scott's Long Walk. No? Kind of how
Just be silent.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Totally not related. Can't even put this song in this movie because it's just totally different feels.
It's still about the same thing.
It's about a walk,
Yeah.
for sure. Different outcomes, though.
Yes.
So, this week, Jay is on deck for trivia. What you got?
All right. So there's not very much Long Walk trivia, but there is a lot of Stephen King trivia. So Stephen King trivia.
All right.
Almost every movie in existence is an adaptation of a Stephen King short story.
Not every, but a lot.
Anything
There have been a lot.
Yeah. Not anything that came before he was born.
Right.
So can you just name five Stephen King? Can you name five films that are adaptations from Stephen King movie, novels, or short stories?
Am I allowed to say The Long Walk?
Yes.
Okay, how? One.
Okay.
It.
Okay.
That's two.
Okay. Can't say it. Chapter 2.
Okay. Darn it. The one Thinner.
Yes. Thinner with the cherry pie.
Yep, Thinner with the cherry pie. That
Okay.
scarred me for a good 10 years.
I didn't realize Thinner was so old.
It is old.
Thinner's been out for a very long time.
Thinner might have been the first scary movie I've ever seen.
Really?
Maybe.
96. Okay. You were
Yeah.
10.
Right.
That makes sense.
Now the question would be, how did I see that movie? Mom. I'm just playing. So that's three. I got three.
All right. So you did The Long Walk.
I did The Long Walk.
Which we don't know. Well, currently it has a 90% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes. Thinner. I did.
Thinner has a 19% Rotten Tomatoes.
I didn't say it was
People
good.
didn't like Thinner.
I was also like 10. So.
It has an 85%. The most recent one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, people really like. I mean,
it 1 and 2 are the top were
They're
before
2 and Conjuring
3.
came out.
The 2 and 3 are the
Highest
top
grossing
horror films of all time. Two more. Not
all his stuff is horror though.
No, some of it is
Is
sad.
Shawshank Redemption his? Is that a Stephen King
Yes.
book? Okay.
I was thinking of something else, but he also did the other one that's just like Shawshank Redemption.
The Green Mile.
Yes.
Ha! 5. I got it. You gave me a clue without knowing it.
Other other movies that were adaptations from Stephen King works. The Running Man, which is coming out.
Oh, you're right.
That is an adaptation.
That would have been an easy one to get.
Of a Stephen King film. The Mist, The Lawnmower Man.
Oh, The Mist is his. Lawnmower Man.
Lawnmower Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The Dark Tower series. You remember that Idris Elba movie that didn't really take off?
Yeah.
It was a series of books that was written by Stephen King.
I didn't know that.
I thought you would have thrown this one out because it's so old, but Children of the Corn.
Is that Stephen King?
You didn't know that? Yes. Children of the Corn.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's an
one bit.
adaptation from a Stephen King short story. It doesn't mean he is responsible for the film.
Right. It's just they use his work to make the movie.
And very few of the stuff he's actually involved in. The adaptations themselves.
Yeah, he probably just get the check.
Well, I say very few. Very few out of 200. He's not involved in
Jesus, is that many?
Yeah, 200 short stories
Golly.
that he's written that have depicted either films. I mean, it's not just movies. It's also TV show episodes. Right.
Wow.
Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah.
He also did.
I mean, he got the checks be so long.
Yeah.
Woo.
He also is responsible for Carrie and The Shining as well. And Cujo. So.
I don't know why Carrie should have been the first thing I thought of.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
Almost every movie you can think of probably
that's
has a line
lot.
that goes back to Stephen King.
I mean, he's a good writer.
Yeah, he is.
What can we say? We can't refute good writing.
All right, so that is the trivia for this week. We're going to get into the rest of the episode.
Welcome to the Vaguely Nerdy Podcast, your favorite podcast for movie and TV show news, trailers, and vaguely nerdy topics.
Each week, we dive into the latest film release, talk about the plot, characters, our favorite scenes, and give our rating out of 5 Nicole Kidmans.
Whether you're a casual moviegoer or a hardcore cinephile, we've got something for you. Reviews, news, hot takes, and a few surprises along the way.
So grab your popcorn, open your favorite podcast app or YouTube, and let's roll the reel on this week's latest episode of the Vaguely Nerdy Podcast.
Speaking of horror, we have some horror movie and TV show announcements, and then we have somebody who is coming out of retirement. which is very interesting. And the choices, the movie is also interesting. Couple cars in the trailer park, not too full, and then a couple bites of BUNCHA-CRUCH. So let's start off here at the top. So Amityville Horror, which is like, speaking of things that have been adapted to death.
Baby's first horror story.
Whose?
Amityville Horror.
Why do you say baby?
Because it's like so old. It's like one of the very first real horror things I can ever remember hearing about in real life.
It's a classic.
Like true stories.
Classic. Yes, and it's, I mean, we'll talk about it. But anyway, yet another one is coming. So they are redoing Amityville Horror again. It is in the works. It is coming from Amazon MGM Studios. And they have tapped the director David F. Steinberg. Or, I'm sorry, it's actually Steinberg. That's a typo. Who did Annabelle Creation. Is that your face?
It's not great.
It's not a great one. Okay. Yeah. The Shazam movies,
Ooh.
The ones with Zachary Levi, my least favorite DC movies of all time, and Until Dawn, which got middling reception. So
expectations are set.
Yeah, interesting choice. Yes. We'll say interesting choice. But I guess on the flip side of this, they did tap the Conjuring Last Rite writers, so Ian Goldberg and Richard Nang.
That makes sense.
To write the script for this, so the writing will be good. They just got to make sure the directing is on point.
Yeah, that makes sense. I assume this is going to be in the Conjuring universe.
So it says that it's a reimagining of the original horror classic. Okay. Now, if you don't know what Amityville Horror is, it's basically about a family gets killed by some family members, a family member in the house, right?
Yeah.
And then some new people move in, and it's like haunted by supposedly the dead family.
Yeah. So the father. Demon possessed the father. He killed his family.
Yes.
And decades later, a new family moves in, and the cycle continues.
So it's The Shining in a house, in a smaller house. Yes.
Yeah, kind of. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but just like in a house instead of the Overlook.
Right. Exactly. So, they don't say it is going to be within the Conjuring universe, but they tap in some Conjuring writers.
It makes sense because the Amityville investigation was a Warren investigation.
In the second Conjuring, according to my Googling.
It was like a 5-minute cold open scene.
Oh, really? It wasn't with the whole
That wasn't what the movie about.
Oh.
They just touched on it, and I was like, oh, okay. So this just going to address it.
So ignore my note where I said the Conjuring 2 was based on it.
Well, no, but I mean, it was in it.
Okay, I ain't seen it, so I was like, sure, and type that note right up. Yeah. So the Amityville Horror, the reason why I said yet another is because there are over 20 films based on this quote-unquote true story. Now, depending on who you ask and what you research, the story ain't technically true.
That makes sense.
But it's a classic regardless of how you look at it.
There are so many films about the husband going crazy and trying to kill the family.
Yes, and even if it's not called Amityville, it's probably like you just said, it's a family that gets possessed by something that was left in the house from the person before, and the family gets all tweaky and they're too stupid to leave.
Long Legs was about the devil literally possessing the father to kill the family over and over and over again.
Right. Literally the devil. Actually the devil. So if you don't remember, the original film came out in 1979. Ryan Reynolds starred in the 2005 remake. I don't know how that was received.
Wasn't great.
It wasn't great. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how this one goes. I feel like they should just leave it alone.
Absolutely not. Do you see how much money the Conjuring made?
But
and this is like within close proximity. No, we are in the era of ghosts. We are gonna get ghost movies until we are exhausted. We are begging for them to stop.
This will not turn into a ghost podcast.
It's gonna be like It's gonna be like that zombie era where every movie was zombies.
Like 28 years later or 28 days later, kind of kicked off all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We are definitely. We're definitely back in zombie, ghost, ghoul, and goblin territory and horror's doing great this year. I think all the horror movies combined, well, we'll see what Last Rite does, are going to do over like $1 billion if you like add them all up together. So, which I think is on par with what all the superhero movies this year did, which is unusual to say the least. So they about to start pumping out horror movies like nobody's business.
Yeah.
So
and they're cheap.
Right. So sure won't be watching this. At all, period. But as we learn more about it, we'll discuss it. And Jay will tell us how it is.
I will let you all know how it goes.
Exactly. Moving on to more Conjuring and more horror stuff. Based off the success of Conjuring the Last Rites, which is about to pass 300 million globally. And it's only been out for a week, which is outrageous. Yeah. They have greenlit the Conjuring series at HBO Max. So this is not a prequel series. I looked it up. It's apparently a continuation of the current universe. But I don't
Okay.
know how unless they get in.
Well, in one of the movies, well, in all the movies, in their house, they have like a museum full of hundreds of artifacts that they've possessed, artifacts that they've confiscated from their different investigations. So there's hundreds of stories there. In every movie, they take you into the room and introduce you to like a thing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is what this is.
It's like the Room of Requirement, but with ghost stuff.
Okay, and they about to make a show. Every episode's probably gonna be
unlimited material there.
Oh God, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Now this makes sense. I was like, how are they gonna do a show if they not gonna do?
They have the monkey from The Monkey is one of the artifacts in their room.
The monkey from the movie?
Yeah, like the cymbal clapping.
Oh,
there's a clapping cymbal monkey, not like the drumming monkey.
I got you.
There's a clapping cymbal monkey that's from a different investigation.
Probably look creepy.
One of the artifacts is just like a Japanese suit of armor, and it's like haunted with like some type of Japanese spirit.
Of course. Like the worst spirit, right?
Yeah.
Because Japanese horror is like the most terrifying thing you could ever watch in your life.
Japanese and French horror
they
is pretty
so creative, y'all. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but so that'll be interesting. Nancy Wong, who also worked on Jessica Jones, Supernatural, and Little Fires Everywhere, is going to be the writer, executive producer, and showrunner. Okay. And then the writers, I think, are interesting for this. So Peter Cameron and Cameron, they have first name, last names. Peter Cameron and Cameron Squires. Okay. Are going to write the series. Now, they have the background in Marvel. So, Fantastic Four, WandaVision, Werewolf by Night, Agatha All Along, Moon Knight, and then also Cameron worked on The Acolyte.
Most of the Dark Universe stuff.
Yes. So, the witchy, twitchy, spooky.
And Fantastic Four.
And then Fantastic Four. Right.
Part.
Right. And Acolyte. Right. Not quite. Although she turned dark at the end. So, I was like, oh, that's interesting. They got some Marvel writers to do the Conjuring series, but hey, if you can write, you can write.
I mean, but yeah, all the supernatural Marvel writers, which is interesting.
Exactly.
Like, from a certain cluster of writers.
That's
they interesting.
Handpicked. Like, we want this and this.
Everybody worked on something slightly
right.
spooky.
Fantastic Four? Nah, we ain't worried about that. Right. But we want the WandaVision stuff. So exact plot details are under wraps. They're not telling us, but I pretty much feel like Jay just told us. Because that sounds quite right.
So the thing about it is, like, by the time the first Conjuring comes around, the very first one, they already had the room fully established. Oh,
so this is like a prequel.
Is it gonna be like a prequel, and then
who gonna play the Warrens? I guess be my question.
I guess I have to recast the Warrens and their daughter because
probably
this last one ends where they're the oldest. This is their last investigation, so it can't be a continuation.
And our people the actual actors probably don't want to be tied to this.
Somebody had a hint that it's going to continue with the daughter. And the daughter.
That's what this series is about?
Because the daughter has the same gift as Lorraine.
I could see that too.
Like see the other side. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, cha-ching. This is what I hear. Yeah. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So as we learn more, sure, we'll also not be watching this. But as we learn more about it, we'll let you know.
All right.
So next up is something not horror related. Thank God. Michael Caine is coming out of retirement, which I forgot that he was actually retired. I was like, I didn't forget. But now I think about it, when's the last Michael Caine movie?
Tenet.
Was he in Tenet?
Was he in Tenet?
No, I don't think he was in Tenet. That would fit though. If you told me he was in Tenet, I'd be like, sure.
I feel like he would be in Tenet.
He could. I mean, I was gonna say Christopher Nolan. Dark Knight. Was that the last movie we seen him in? Maybe.
No, it couldn't have been.
What else was the last thing we didn't see Michael Caine in? I think it was The Dark Knight. Sorry.
It was something goofy. Was it Now You See Me?
Oh, see, I didn't see those.
I saw him in Interstellar.
Interstellar is newer than Dark Knight?
Interstellar came out in 2014.
Ah, okay.
Dark Knight Rises, the last one came out in 12.
Okay, okay. Dang, that was his last movie?
That was the last thing I've seen him in.
Okay.
He was in other movies, but yeah.
That's like, okay. So he had retired, I think, sometime last year, maybe year before last. Time is a weird place right now. Anywho, he's coming out. He's done. He's like, I'm ready to get back in my acting bag, at least for one more movie. And it is with a movie with Vin Diesel.
Yeah, they're friends in real life.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
It's interesting. He's never been in a Fast and Furious movie.
No, but they are friends in real life. Ever since they did the last Witch Hunter movie, Vin Diesel said they've been friends. He posted pictures where he goes to visit him, and they have lunch and stuff together all the time.
This explains
They're actually friends.
This explains it, because the movie that Michael Caine is coming out of retirement for is The Witch Hunters is getting a sequel. The Last Witch Hunter is getting a sequel. I've never seen this movie before in my life. I've heard about it.
I remember seeing the trailers a lot.
But I've never actually seen it. It's basically Van Helsing.
Yeah, I was going to say it was it copied the Van Helsing style.
It's literally Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Instead of Hugh Jackman, it is Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
And I ain't even seen this movie to know that. But basically, Vin Diesel plays an immortal witch hunter. Michael Caine was his... Who was he?
Wesker?
Okay. Okay. From Blade.
Yes.
Okay. So he's Blade. So he's like a Blade Van Helsing situation.
Highlander.
Sure. We've mixed up 4 movies at this point. But anyway, The Last Witch Hunter came out in 2015. So it's pretty old.
Okay.
We're getting that era, is it too late for a sequel? But anyway, it's about a man who stands between humanity and the most horrible witch covens imaginable.
Okay.
So replace witch with vampire, and you have it.
Who was the villain? Was that Famke Jensen? Or was that in the Hansel and Gretel one?
Let me see. I put the Wikipedia page here for easy referencing.
I feel like the witch was somebody recognizable.
Rose Leslie? Was Chloe the witch? Or was it... Oh, Julie Endelbridge.
Nope.
No?
Don't recognize him for anything.
Okay. Witch Queen, I'm going to assume that was the villain.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, for some reason they felt like this deserves a sequel. The movie, it says, has performed, according to Deadline, has performed consistently in auxiliary markets and reemerged as a streaming hit this year.
So it got a cult classic following.
Yes, because it ranks among the 5 most viewed movies on Netflix.
Interesting, because it's horribly reviewed.
Who is watching this and why?
Yeah, when it came
out... Did somebody tell somebody this was a good movie?
When it came out, audiences gave it a 44%.
Oh.
Which, Rotten Tomatoes isn't everything, but we do trust audience scores.
A little more, unless I feel like it's being review bombed.
But
in this
I don't
case,
think anybody was going out of their way to review bomb The Last Witch Hunter.
Exactly.
So
I'm about to say,
I'm gonna
usually
think that's a trustworthy
it's
score.
pretty comfortable. I'm pretty comfortable with that.
Critics gave 18%, but critics give everything. Everything all at once.
Just a data point.
Yeah.
Just a data point.
So, it's interesting though. So people have changed their mind on this.
And it wasn't even doing gangbusters at the box office. It grossed $130 million worldwide. That is both everybody, not just domestic, and against the $80 million budget.
So I'm interested to see what the renewed interest is in this. I have to watch it now. I won't enjoy it.
It didn't even do double its budget.
At least maybe I'll understand.
Okay. It didn't even do double its budget. The critic and audience reviews are terrible.
No.
Who's paying for this?
I don't know.
Exactly. Okay. Lionsgate. Now it makes sense. Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, this makes sense. Lionsgate, I don't know what y'all doing, but good for Michael Caine.
AI script writing. Aren't they the first studio that took on that AI program to help write its scripts and ideas?
I hope that Michael Caine makes another movie after this, because if this is his last...
Tenet 2.
Whatever. I don't care. Just come back for Batman. They need an Alfred in DC. We ain't got Alfred yet. No, we don't.
We don't have an Alfred.
Don't. But they're not going to
Andy Serkis is not DC's Alfred. He's Elseworlds Alfred. So.
Oh, you're right. I forgot we got 2 Batmans that fast. Anyway.
Well, we don't technically have 2 Batmans, not yet.
We were going to. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Until that changes, we have 1 Batman.
I don't get on that soapbox. So yeah, Michael Caine, shout out to you for continuing to work. I did not realize him and Vin Diesel were BFS.
Yeah, it's funny.
This makes sense. This now makes even more sense now that I know this is Lionsgate. And I don't know, maybe this is we'll see if this movie actually comes to fruition. It might make it on the podcast.
It might
not
make it out.
It's true.
So
a lot of movies get talked about
that
never see the light of day.
Tom Cruise got his movie just thrown completely out. So who would have thought that was going to happen? So.
If they keep the budget on this low, though, it might be worth it.
From what I remember of seeing those trailers, this is very visual effects heavy.
Netflix got the money.
And it's witches, magic and stuff. So we're thinking on the level of at least Constantine animation.
Yeah, you're right. Was it were they in Scotland where they were like in the backwoods, like Lord of the Rings, or was it more
very
like
much like dark mountain peaks? And
The Witcher.
And it was like it
was like The Witcher.
Yeah, like dark mountain peaks and forest and you know snow and
Witcher.
Yeah, countryside.
Gotcha. Okay, so budget.
Yeah,
budget. Okay, we'll see. I don't. Okay, Michael K. I like y'all relationship. That's pretty cool. Moving on, Arden Cho, who plays Rumi in K-pop Demon Hunters, which I have seen.
I have not.
Jay has not seen, but I do recommend it. You might like it.
Okay. Everybody else in the world seems to like it.
The soundtrack hit pretty good. I listen to it every now and then in my car. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty catchy.
Sure likes movie soundtracks. Good ones.
Good ones.
So does this sit up there with trap?
No, because I skip around. I don't like the whole soundtrack from top to bottom.
Okay.
But there are maybe like 4 or 5 songs that I like hit repeat on.
Okay.
2 of them are the same song with different people singing it. So I don't know if they can.
Okay.
But it is pretty good. If you've not seen K-pop Demon Hunters, I do recommend it. But the actress who plays Rumi is going to star in a K-pop slasher called Perfect Girl. Mm-hmm. So you said it's described as Scream meets Black Swan?
Yes. So Scream is a slasher. Black Swan is like a psychological thriller.
So is the killer
I don't know.
Okay. People use very interesting movies that they're like, it's like this and this. And you're like, those 2 movies are like 2 opposite ends of the earth.
So the synopsis is it follows a newly formed K-pop band that a talented and mysterious new girl joins, but soon other girls begin to be hunted and attacked.
Okay,
so I guess that's Black Swan because the killer was, I guess it's also
among
Scream.
them?
Yeah, because Mila Kunis was,
Scream.
Well, I don't know because Mila Kunis wasn't real.
Right.
It was Natalie Portman.
The whole time.
Is it just the girl like having a mental break and killing people?
Could be.
Okay.
Could be. It does sound a little K-pop.
Maybe we're taking it too literal. Maybe the K-pop, maybe the Black Swan reference is just because like it's a group of girls. Like
it's just females. Yeah.
Because Black Swan was just a group of ballet dancers.
Okay.
So, okay.
Sure.
Maybe we're being too literal.
We're literally like, is it going to be like a killer in her mind? Right. Like, what's going on? So this, I feel like the K-pop Demon Hunters being so successful definitely probably launch pad this. Mm-hmm. This makes perfect sense for her to star in this, and she was in that movie.
That probably extra launches it.
She just going to move her. Now, the fan base is going to be a little different. I would go see K-pop Demon Hunters with our cousin JL.
That's right. They won't be having the kids.
She ain't going to watch this.
So you're right.
This is not appropriate.
They'd only be pulling over like the adults who
like people like me who are like, oh, I saw this, and now I'm like, oh, Demon Hunter sound pretty cool. Let me go check this out. I like a good slasher. Yeah. Me, I'm the audience. That's crazy. I'm being targeted.
I like a good slasher. Sounds like it's gonna be a good old fashioned human killer.
I wonder if it's gonna be like music.
Yeah, and are they gonna? They have to at this point. They have to. I mean, because what we learned from Trap is that the music hits when it's good. When it's good. An actual song that goes along with the movie.
And you have somebody who's they're forming a K-pop band.
Yeah, so they might as well just make the music.
You can't have a K-pop band in a movie and then not like have no music.
It's like High School Musical is a movie that has music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A slasher with
It would be even more interesting if this was like a musical.
Oh, they also did it with Smile 2. She had actual songs.
Oh, did she?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? I would watch this.
Yeah,
I ain't seen no trailer, but I watch it.
Arden shows also Katana in the upcoming Mortal Kombat 2 movie, so good for her. Seems like she's on a roll. This might be 3 hits.
Look, that first one a hit. If you did not know, K-pop Demon Hunters surpassed Red Notice as being the most watched movie on Netflix, period.
Yeah.
And good, because Red Notice did not deserve to be up there for that long. Yeah. Terrible movie.
So this has potential to make a lot of money. It's got the K-pop,
yes,
which is all the crazy.
It depends on the rest of the cast as well, for sure. And if it's gonna be like a goofy slasher like Hard Eyes, or it's gonna be like a serious slasher like I can't name a serious slasher.
They casted 2 other women leads alongside of her. I didn't recognize who they were in anything. The only person I recognized was Arden Cho.
Okay.
So far they have 3 people, but I assume it's going to just be like casting more women to fill out the band,
right?
And then like other people who surround those characters.
So. They need like a manager.
And if it's a man, then it's the man.
Well, the man will probably either be their manager or because in K-pop Demon Hunters, it was mostly all women, but like their manager was like a guy.
So the guy is going to be the red herring through the whole movie.
Probably. Oh, and there was a male love interest. Actually, there was a male.
So it's actually gonna be him.
There was actually a male K-pop band. So there was more males than I'm anticipating.
Never trust the boyfriend.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And in Demon Hunters, the male the male boy band were demons.
Oh, see? There you go.
Yeah, the males were bad. All of them but like one.
So this sounds fun. I like a good slasher.
I do too. So this sounds like it'll be interesting. And that's actually it for all our news this week.
Let's roll into the trailer park.
Toot. RBB.
First stop on the trailer park is for The Rip. This comes out on Netflix on January the 16th, 2026. We talked about this a couple times.
Yes.
It's going to star...
Finally got a trailer.
Yeah. It's going to star Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Stephen Ewan, who I didn't know was in this originally, Tiana Taylor, who we talked about before, and Sasha Kaye, who's previously Supergirl.
Good cast.
Yeah. Good cast. So what is this going to be about? This is about a group of Miami cops that discovers a stash of millions in cash, leading to distrust as outsiders learn about the huge seizure, making them question who to rely on.
Oh, you know who else is in this that I didn't put on? Kyle Chandler.
Yes, Kyle Chandler was in this briefly as well.
Yes.
So outside of the synopsis, what the trailer shows us is that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are buddy cops. They raid a house, find a bunch of drugs and cash in it. But somebody else also knows that they're in the house and is telling them that...
Get out the house.
Get out the house or we're going to kill them in there.
You should leave is what they say.
Yeah.
So it's giving a little training day, a little the town. A little bit of the town. They were robbing. Well, these cops are probably robbing people in town. Although the people who got the money probably also rob people. Anyway, the town. What did I say right before that?
Training Day.
Training Day town is giving something else.
That Gerard Butler movie.
Yes, Den of Thieves.
Yeah.
It looks good though. Yeah. It seems like these are not good cops.
Yeah, so basically it's like that classic dilemma of you come across a bunch of money that nobody knows about. Do you steal it or turn it in?
Right. And then the bad people, the obviously quote unquote bad people know you have the money. So now you fighting them to get, it's a mess.
And you can't just steal the money and go because the bad people
know. Right. And they want their money back.
Right.
And then it becomes the whole like, do we give them the money back? Do we tell on ourselves? We can't ask for help because then we have to tell on. Exactly. So it looks pretty good. Hopefully Tiana Taylor makes it out of this alive. In these typical movies, in movies like this, typically most of the cast dies.
Especially if they're the crooks.
In some sort of shootout or whatnot. So we'll see. But it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
I wish it was going to theaters. But
I do too.
Netflix.
But we knew about this, so.
Right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This might make it on the podcast because January might be kind of late.
And it's got a good set of stars. It's got a good premise.
It does.
Wake Up Dead Man is the next stop on our trailer park. This comes out in theaters November 24th and then shoots over to Netflix December 12th.
Yes, so this is our Thanksgiving movie that we literally just found out was going to theaters.
I think we did the exact same thing last year, though, with Glass Onion. Wasn't that also a Thanksgiving film?
Was Glass Onion just last year? Or
was that a Christmas film?
Glass Onion, I think, was 2 Thanksgivings ago. I don't think
we did do it for Thanksgiving, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So tradition continues.
Exactly.
What is this going to be about? James Bond is investigating another murder.
Yep. In a new get up, and new hair.
He's got the Tom Cruise haircut from Mission Impossible 2.
But it's a little more gray.
Yep.
And this time, Josh Brolin is the victim in this one. And somebody has killed him.
Is that who that is in that wig?
The preacher is Josh Brolin.
I don't know why he looked like Zod. Like Michael Shannon. But Michael Shannon was in the first one, so it couldn't have been Michael Shannon. He looked like Michael Shannon in that wig.
You think he looked like Michael
Like
Shannon?
With the gray wig and the
gray
facial hair.
It's very
he
gray.
He doesn't look as like buff.
Okay.
So he looks like Michael Shannon.
You thinking of Josh Brolin from Weapons.
Sure.
That's what you thinking of. But because it seemed like it takes place in a certain time period, but it's actually today.
Yeah, it's just in a church.
It's got a very weird old aesthetic, but the murder the case is around somebody who has killed Josh Brolin, and it seemed like they're all like church members or something.
So he's the pastor or the preacher at the church.
Yes, and Josh O'Connor seems to be like maybe his protege of some sort, and then everybody else is just like, what do you want to call them? Suspects.
Yes.
In this. So it looks typically like your typical Knives Out movie. It looks good. It was already shown at TIFF, the film festival, last weekend or so, and it's already got good reviews.
People seem to love it.
So that's good. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah. So this has a star-studded cast of characters. I'm going to read the cast list very quickly.
Woo, it's long, ain't it?
We have Daniel Craig returning as Benoit Blanc, Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, which I didn't see too much. She was a cop.
She's a cop or a ranger.
Her and Kaylee Spaney look similar.
Fair.
In the face.
Fair.
Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, Kaylee Spaney, Daryl McCormick, and Thomas Hayden Church. It's funny because everybody on this list is like well liked or a fave of somebody in the world.
Yeah. At this point, yes.
At this point.
I'm trying to think. I think we saw almost everybody in the trailer. I don't remember Kaylee Spaney though.
I saw Kaylee Spaney briefly.
Okay.
But she was in the trailer.
Okay. Mila Kunis, I think it looks like a park ranger or something.
She had a hat on. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a ranger hat on. So she is obviously a cop. I can't tell who Kerry Washington is.
She plays a lawyer.
Okay. She looked like she did it though.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody looks like they did it.
Yeah, everybody looks like they did it.
Right. My money is on. Let's do this now. My money is on Josh O'Connor.
So Josh O'Connor is Reverend Judd Duplicity, who is a young priest who's a protege of Josh Brolin.
I'm saying he did it. Who you saying did it? We had, mind you, y'all, we ain't seen none but trailers. We have no idea. It's a lot of people. Or maybe Glenn Close. She's kind of like...
Maybe Kerry Washington, because she's a lawyer.
Okay.
You got to watch lawyers. Glenn Close is supposed to play Martha Delacruz, who's a devout church lady and Wick's right-hand woman.
Oh, no, she did it. Mm-hmm. I'm changing my answer. It's Glenn Close.
And Josh Brolin is Wick's.
Okay. Who gets killed? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going with Glenn Close.
Andrew Scott also looks shady, too.
He does.
Yeah.
I'm not changing my answer, though. I feel like he's too much of a...
So you said you're going for who?
Glenn Close.
You're going for Glenn Close. I'm going for Kerry Washington.
Okay.
So
we both picked the women. That's terrible. Terrible.
I mean, but the last couple movies, who was it? It was men in the last one.
Yeah, you're right. So you're right. Fair. It was Chris Evans and Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
Whose name is escaping me.
Edward Norton.
There it is.
So it could be a woman.
Fine.
Women could be killers.
Fine. Equal opportunity.
Next stop on the trailer park is for a quick one. This is Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's just a teaser.
It's 30 seconds.
It's an announcement of the Super Mario Galaxy movie that could have just been FMV cutscenes from the Wii
video game.
Yeah, could have just been the exact
There's
same.
No talking. There's music. And then there's a splash of what the title is and when it's coming, and that's it. Because Nintendo has some sort of game event, right?
Yeah, and it could have been an announcement for a movie or a new game. It looks the same.
It looked.
The games and the movies look exactly
the same. I think all we know right now is Chris Pratt is back.
Yeah, the graphics are the same.
That's it. It's probably gonna make another $1 billion like the last one did.
Right. So
nothing
this comes out
here.
April in 2026. We don't have an official date for it yet. It'll probably move.
No, it won't.
You don't think so?
This $1 billion junket? No.
I mean, I don't know.
Let's see. Hold on. Movies. Let's look at the calendar.
Move closer to the summer.
2026 calendar.
That would really kill Mortal Kombat.
No, because something's coming out in May now.
Mortal Kombat?
No, this ain't the same audience. You crazy. Hold on. What we say? May or April? Super Mario. Okay, what comes out before? No, there's nothing. Project Hail Mary comes out March 20th.
People are excited about that.
But Super Mario comes out April 3rd. There's weeks in between those.
Okay.
The only other thing big that there's no other kids movie for all of April. That's definitely not moving.
I mean, but this isn't just a kids movie. Full grown blown adults were packing out theaters.
You're right, but the only other things that are coming out around April 3rd are Ready or Not To, The Mummy.
Hey, I'll be seeing that.
And then the Animal Friends is the next kids movie coming out. I know
what that is.
Exactly.
When's the Bluey movie coming out?
That's June.
Oh.
So July. June or July.
Okay.
It'll probably be fine. I don't think it's moving. I think people will move away from it, if anything, so they don't get all their theater snatched. Not because of like crossover competition.
So Super Mario Galaxy movie, April 2026. Another just like the other.
And we won't probably be seeing it.
No, I don't care about Super Mario, but
we didn't see the first one.
Everybody deserves to have.
So
fun.
we'll be watching. Hopefully something else comes out that week.
Super Mario doesn't need a movie, but everybody deserves to have fun. Everybody deserves to enjoy the things that they like.
$1 billion. Y'all love that movie, and I love it for y'all.
Right.
So enjoy.
Shout out, everybody to the party.
Right.
Buncha-Crunch time to dive into the Buncha-Crunch.
All right. So first up, we have more Highlander news, but this time it's not casting news. Unfortunately, Henry Cavill thinks he's actually Superman and got injured on set. Yikes. So they have delayed the movie's production, or I guess, they've delayed production because they can't do nothing right now until sometime early 2026. So he must have did something extensive for them to do. I mean, we're still in September. There's 3 months left of the year, and they were like, nope, see everybody in January. So that's gonna suck.
You better learn from Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig said he had to do surgery every time
James
they
Bond
finished
movie.
Wrapping film.
Right, and he was sad to leave James Bond. He was like,
he was
done.
My
body is. That's why he's a detective.
Done. Yeah, not put me on that table again. He is a detective, chilling in
his bathtub with his man, and only coming out when somebody call him. Okay,
right.
He's like,
somebody's already murdered.
Right, I'm coming after the death, not to stop the death.
Right.
So that sucks. Not only does that suck for the movie in general, but like that also sucks for like the rest of the cast because. People have other projects and stuff you got to get to, and when something gets delayed, sometimes that mess up your schedule for other things. So hopefully Henry Cavill recovers sooner rather than later,
quickly,
and they can get started back up. So
end up like Keanu Reeves. He broke his neck on the first Matrix.
Yeah, doing
a lot.
If they hire stunt doubles for a reason. Y'all better use them. We don't know if it's you or him or not. Just
Tom Cruise is blurring the line between actor and stunt double.
Tom Cruise is in a cult. He's fine. Okay, he has the protection of a cult around him. Y'all don't. So relax. You need to relax. Other news about things getting delayed. Mr. and Mrs. Smith season 2 has been delayed indefinitely, apparently because they can't get a script together. So the first season got really good reviews. We didn't end up, or I didn't end up. Did you ever catch it?
No, not yet.
We didn't end up watching it. I think I was going to circle back to it at some point. It's just too much stuff coming out at that moment. But the first season ended on a cliffhanger. But I thought that the next season was going to pick up with a new Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah. Because they had casting announcements and stuff. Apparently they can't get the script together.
That show has a lot. I haven't seen it, but that show takes a lot of writing because it's not just now they're switching the Mr. and Mrs. Smith actors. Every episode is a different case.
Yeah, it's a guest, and it's got a lot of guest stars on it, right?
With huge guest stars.
Yes,
so
like people winning
Emmys. A lot of work to put that together and make it just as good as the first one.
So some ain't working out. So it is currently they don't have a date
because I think they also had casted 2 actors. They had casted a Mr. and a Mrs. Smith.
Yes,
and they are detached, but I do remember them not being as big names as the last ones.
As Daniel Glover and my Erskine. There it is.
Yeah.
So that's not good. Yeah. When something says delay indefinitely behind it, you like, ooh.
Behind Prime, because Prime got the money for anything.
Listen, Prime can pay anybody to fix something.
They're doing Fallout. They're doing James Bond. They're doing
another video game adaptation we just talked about that I can't remember.
So let me pick one.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So
they have things. Yeah. So I don't know, y'all. If you like this show, please tell us how it was and how you feel about this news because it's not good. It's not good. And then last bit of news we have James Gunn confirms that Superman and Lex will team up. So last week we announced that the official sequel will be called Man of Tomorrow. James Gunn gave us a little more detail and said that the movie is going to be based around Superman and Lex having to work together to defeat one main evil. Everybody is assuming it is going to be Brainiac.
What's up with these universes throwing out their most powerful villains at once?
Why do we need a team up movie this fast? Why do we need one this fast? Can we get like one where like Lex is not prominent and then we get the one where like Superman 3 is the Lex and Superman team up?
This makes total sense. This is Thor: The Dark World. This is the Loki redemption arc. Which makes total sense. Okay. My issue is that he should have buried this for the trailer. Like, you're telling us this already?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know you're gonna redeem Lex because he's supposed to be like a character that you hate, but you love that he's around.
And he has to stay because he's Lex Luthor, right? You can't get rid of Lex Luthor.
But
also, I feel like when they released the image, when the announcement of the title came out, they made it look like it was a team-up movie. So this was like not surprising.
I was saying it's not surprising that Superman and Lex are going to team up in the movie.
Yes.
We could have guessed that. But, I mean, we could have guessed that.
I would have liked the next movie to not be focused on Lex again.
They should have. It doesn't have to be focused on him. He could just be like, and here's the thing that I feel like they should do. Mm-hmm. If they're gonna do that, they have to reduce the cast of background characters.
Yeah.
We just like we saw in Man of Steel, Man of Tomorrow, Man of Steel. Oof, it's getting a little crazy out there. Thanks. Superman.
Yes. The first one.
They didn't have enough time to flesh out the daily planet characters. So if you're not going to do that, if you're going to give them the same amount of time,
don't put them in there.
Don't put them in there, especially if you're going to give more to Lex.
Yes.
Because now he's going to be sidekicking it.
Right, because you have to build up Lex for us to be believable that he about to work with Superman.
I don't have a problem with this. This is very comic booky. Yeah. But he should have saved that. Save it.
Yeah,
that would have been a great reveal in the trailer.
Especially for people who don't follow comics and just would have never been like, oh, I didn't know what this was going to be about. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
It would have been a nice little surprise. I would have preferred, and it don't matter because I'm just one person. I would prefer the sequel not be Superman and Lex. It'd be Superman doing something else. I don't know what, but just doing something, else. And then we bring back the whole Lex team up in the third one. Because of course there's going to be 3 of these at least. But, whatever.
Lex should sit in jail for a movie. And then
exactly. Kind of like, I can't think of nobody's trilogy.
I can.
Who?
Barbosa was gone all the way until the end of the second one.
There it is. And then they brought him back at the end. It was like, oh my God, Barbosa.
And then they've left the fact that he was going to be a good guy for the reveal in the third one.
Yes. Yes, perfect.
That was the perfect way to reveal a villain turn.
Wasn't that even an after credit scene?
No, it was the end.
It was the very end.
Yeah, the end stinger of the film.
Okay. But I can't remember if that was
I will always remember Tia Dalma walking him downstairs.
Yeah, we was all like,
Barbosa?
with the monkey.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, it sits up there right at the top.
Yeah.
It's up there with Lord of the Rings for me. But so yeah, that would have been my preference, but that's not what I'm getting, so it's fine.
Yeah. So, I'm still gonna go see it.
Of course.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Excited to see what the villain is. It probably won't be Darkseid because Darkseid is like that.
You don't think it's gonna be Brainiac like everybody say it is?
It'll probably be Brainiac. Okay. I just feel like Brainiac is so powerful.
Oh, I see.
It's like Kang.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like putting Kang in Quantumania. It's like he doesn't belong here
because he's too powerful.
He's so powerful.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Now I'm kind of like, what are y'all gonna do for the third one? Like, what are we gonna do for the third one if we got the big guns and the team up?
Probably be Darkseid
in the second
or Doomsday.
Oh, you're right. Okay, we ain't got Darkseid yet.
Yeah,
fine.
Or Doomsday. I think Doomsday again.
There's a Doomsday in DC.
Doomsday was the villain in Batman v Superman when him, Wonder Woman, and Batman their first team up. That monster creature. Oh. That was Doomsday. Darkseid was the villain in Justice League that never actually showed up.
Okay, so they're gonna have to wait till Marvel's Doomsday come out at least. Can you imagine if we had 2 Doomsdays?
And that's interesting
and
because
2 different comic book lines at the same time?
Yeah.
That would be chaos.
They can't call Superman Doomsday now.
Oh, absolutely not. That is done.
It's over.
They're going to have to
they ruined that.
Finish. It's the fact that Doomsday is even coming. They probably like, maybe we should not.
Yeah.
Maybe we should not. Because
that's true.
If Man of Tomorrow comes out in 2026, Doomsday comes out in 2026, I guess if they were to use Doomsday for Superman, that would be 2028. That would be a 2. I don't know.
Because people won't be able to tell the difference. Doomsday is the name of the movie, but Dr. Doom is the villain. But people won't know that. They'll just be like, why is this movie titled the same as the Avengers movie? Is it the same villain?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's just like Kevin Feige saying they be asking him about DC stuff. And he like, wrong department.
Yeah.
Wrong company, you idiots.
Yeah.
So yeah, that just would have been my preference. But of course we're going to see this. It'll probably be good. I mean, I like most James Gunn movies. So sure.
Yeah, I enjoyed Superman.
I enjoyed
better, but I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed Superman. I love Guardians of the Galaxy better, but hey, that is a totally different franchise under a totally different group of people.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for our Buncha-CRUCH. Now we're going to take a short break and get into our review for The Long Walk Around the Park After Dark. Yeah. See, it works.
It works.
Different feel, though. Different feel. This week, we watched The Long Walk, which was released September 12th, 2025. This movie is actually based on Stephen King's first novel of the same name, if you're not aware. He did not write it under his Stephen King name. He wrote it under a pseudonym, if you were curious. So this was directed by Francis Lawrence. If you are not familiar with him, where you been? I'm just kidding. So he's director of the Hunger Games movies, I Am Legend, Constantine, and a bunch of music videos.
Yes.
Like, he used to be like the music, like if you ever watch TLR.
TRL.
There it is. I got my letters confused.
GLC. 3LW.
I was getting it. I was like TL.
so many
TRL.
Yeah.
Right.
UPNBET.
CCW. Right. That you would see his name as the director in like all the hot music videos. I mean, I'm talking like Rihanna, Beyonce, Jay-Z, like all the hits. Yeah. He did music videos for. So I actually knew him first as a music video director before I knew him as the Hunger Games director. But he's still doing, I don't think he does music videos as often, but he's definitely still doing movies, obviously. Cast and characters of The Long Walk include Cooper Hoffman plays Raymond Garrity. Now, Cooper Hoffman is actually the son of...
Dustin.
Who?
Dustin.
No. Not Dustin.
Dennis?
Nope.
Hoffman's.
He is deceased.
Philip Seymour?
Yes.
Aw.
He is Philip Seymour Hoffman's
Oh, they look
son.
alike. In the
they
face.
do look alike. Yep, yeah. You're right. They do look alike. David Johnson, who plays Peter, or Pete, he goes by Pete in the movie. McVeers? McVeers.
Yeah. McVeers? I don't know.
Pete. We last saw him in Alien Romulus.
Yes.
Which he was great in.
Yes.
David going places, y'all.
Yes.
We'll get to that in the review. Garrett Waring plays Billy Stebbins. Toots Menotz. No?
Sure.
Toots. I actually like this guy, so yeah. I hate that I'm jacking his name up. He plays Art Baker. He's Arthur Baker, but he goes by Art in the movie. Charlie Plummer plays Gary Barkovich. Do you want to know? Nope. He's not related to anybody. I was like, is he like Christopher Plummer's dad? He's not. He is a vegetarian, though, by the way, according to Wikipedia.
Interesting. Okay.
I thought we was going somewhere with like Seymour Hoffman's son, Plummer. No, his name's just Plummer. Then we have Ben Wang, who plays Hank Olsen. Ben Wang is last seen in Karate Kid Legends.
Yep.
If you did not see that, we did not see that, but he's popular.
Yeah.
And who else do I want to? Oh, Mark Hamill plays the Major. If you didn't know that, that's pretty obvious. And then Judy Greer, who's been in a bunch.
Yeah, Judy Greer is a legend.
Listen, she has a separate page for her Wikipedia. Like, you go to her Wikipedia page, it's like, go to this other page to list all hers. Because that's how much stuff she does. Sometimes she has one of those, like, I don't know her name, but I know her face situations. But Judy been in a bunch of stuff. She plays Raymond's mom in this movie. And is there anybody else we want to name? I think that hits all the highlights. Yeah. Okay. Going back to facts and figures here, it was 1 hour and 48 minutes, which was the perfect runtime. Because they walking.
Yeah.
All the minutes. And budget was $20 million, which is cheap. In terms of Hollywood, I bet you Mark Hamill was probably half of that. No, I'm just playing. And then the box office right now for opening day, it made $5 million and is projected to do 11 to 12 million opening weekend domestically. Cool. So it will probably make at least its production budget back. We'll see how it does over the long haul. Cinema score is a B. Feels appropriate. If this got an A, I would have been surprised. If it would have got a C, I would have been surprised. B actually feels appropriate.
Yeah.
Maybe B plus might have been expected, but B is pretty good. Rotten Tomatoes, critics gave this a 91, and audience has this at an 86. So people like it on both sides of the fence.
Interesting.
Now, Jay, do you want to hit us with the plot of The Long Walk?
Sure. The Long Walk. It is a dystopian future that looks familiar.
Bleak.
Yeah. Bleak.
Very bleak.
Looks like we're going back to the Great Depression.
Yep. It feels like it.
Every year.
Yes.
There is a long walk competition where men volunteer, sign up to walk until the last person is walking. If you stop, you die. If you drop below 3 miles per hour, you receive 3 warnings. And if you don't speed up, you die.
Yes.
And the winner is guaranteed 1 wish and a cash prize.
Yes. And the major difference, well, we can talk about this as we talk about the review. One of the main differences in the book is that Stephen King asked them to reduce the miles per hour. So in the book, they actually walk 4 miles per hour. He told them to reduce it because it's just not possible for people to walk 4 miles per hour that long.
Yeah.
And then also in the book, big difference, it's actually 100 people. They pick 100 people from whoever signs up for the lottery. In the movie, it's like 1 person from each of the 50 states.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a difference there, which I don't think changed too much in the movie. At least those two aspects didn't change. Yeah. All right, so we're going to get into our non-spoiler thoughts first before we get into spoilers. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Sure. I don't have very many non-spoiler thoughts. I thought this was a good movie. It is very bleak and harrowing.
It's
but
bleak with a capital B.
If you go into it knowing that, you feel less sad leaving.
Sure.
There are differences in the movie than there are in the book. I do appreciate those, but I think that one of the key differences they made doesn't work for the movie. Doesn't work for the story.
I found an article that broke down the differences so we can discuss as we go.
Okay. I feel like the key difference in the movie doesn't work for the rest of the story, but it works for me.
Okay, yes. We talking about the same thing.
I like it.
There was another article that I read that was kind of like, I don't know.
I like the differences. How it works for the rest of the movie. You're like,
maybe.
No.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll take it.
Right. Yeah.
I really like the acting in there. Everybody in this does good acting. There's nobody that does bad acting. Okay. Give everybody their Oscars.
Okay.
Especially give David Johnson his Oscar. Like, just give him the Oscar. Give him all the things. He's like so good at this. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
We talked about being disappointed that he wasn't the star of this movie and it was somebody else because we thought he would be the star, but he was the star of this movie.
Anyway.
Yeah. He was the star in this
film. He's clearly like the supporting.
Yes.
Like, he's not the lead, he's supporting, but he's the lead.
Yeah. He's like, he's
the unspoken lead.
I thought he'd be like, I would have taken it if he was like the Sterling K. Brown of American fiction.
Okay.
Because Sterling K. Brown was a powerful supporting character.
Right, but he was still supporting.
He was like supporting and leading.
Yeah, he was like Jeffrey Wright and Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, so great.
Yeah.
I did think it was short.
Okay, you thought it could have been longer.
I thought it was short, but I guess it was paced fine. That's not a complaint.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a complaint that I thought it was short.
Mm-hmm.
There was just a while in the film where I was like, okay, when the herd didn't get thinned out towards closer to the end of the movie.
Yeah, middle end for sure.
And then once they started thinning out the herd, they started thinning them out very quickly. But I was just wondering when they were going to start thinning out the herd of people.
Mm-hmm.
But
it all kind of happened at once, actually.
Yeah. There was like one scene where they did like a lot of the herd thinning. Because they didn't do it throughout the rest of the movie.
This is terrible.
But other than that, I had as good as a time as I could have at a film of this genre.
It's hard to describe, right? It's a good movie, but I felt like sadness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I echo most of the same sentiments. It is a good movie, but it's the opposite of a feel-good movie.
Yes.
You will not feel good coming out of this, but you will be like, I guess I enjoyed my time. So yeah, I don't know what the word is for that. Like if you want to go into a movie feeling something, this is your movie. You will feel.
You will feel.
I don't know if you're going to feel good, but you're going to feel. There are moments of levity in this. They're brief, but they're there. There's a couple chuckles, but they don't last long. But they at least broke up the bleakness with at least a little bit of laugh here and there, which kind of makes it more tragic when that person who makes you laugh is no longer in the movie. The story's pretty straightforward. They go on a walk because something happened that it's kind of like a Hunger Games situation where something bad has happened across the country. They've enacted something that's supposed to build up the country back up. It's terrible, and it involves young adults. Yeah. They look all like young adults to me. I guess they're supposed to be grown men in this versus the book where they're all like teens.
Yeah, that's a key difference.
They look like they still teens in this. I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
I don't know because the book, like you said, they're like 16, 17, the majority of them. In the movie, they're definitely like in their 20s and 30s.
They're supposed to be older.
Younger adults.
Right.
But the dialogue is still like teenager dialogue.
Like they ain't experienced life all the way yet.
Yeah, see, that's how they talk.
Yeah, exactly.
They talk like they're still like wide-eyed children.
Mm-hmm. We're in the Alien Earth situation where there's adult bodies.
Yeah.
There's kids in them, in them brains. So I enjoyed 99% of the acting.
Okay.
David and Judy were the standouts for me. Okay. Also, along with Tut.
It's funny because Judy was in this for a collective 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
The rent was past due when Judy was on screen.
Judy was great.
And she got one of the first opening scenes. I was just like, Judy.
Oh, she was locked in.
Judy.
Her moment in the middle of the movie, I was like, oh, she's acting.
Rent, electric, gas, the cats, the dogs, the
trash,
chickens,
water, sewage.
All needed to be due because she was acting like all of it was past due. So shout out to Judy because she brought it. So her, David, and also Tut, who played Art.
very good.
He was also a standout for me. Like in the beginning, he doesn't get as many speaking lines, but as the movie goes on, he gets more of a role. And I was like, I like you, Tut. Yeah. I like you a lot. The one person I was kind of not feeling was Cooper Hoffman.
Okay. I will say
it was like he was a very beginning actor, and I guess maybe when you put him with a David Johnson and a Judy, it sticks out more.
He just felt like his character just felt like a plot device.
He was like
to keep the rest of the story going, but everybody else in the walk was much more interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Like the way he delivered his lines felt like he was saying it because it sounded right, not because his character felt like that.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, you're just saying this because you want to sound good, not because this is what your character is actually going through, as opposed to David Johnson and Pete. It was kind of like Pete was David Johnson and David Johnson was Pete. And this was more like Cooper was acting like somebody named Garrity.
Well, I think, and I don't know if it's on purpose. It might play into the story, but I just didn't, a lot of things he said just felt disingenuous. Yeah. And then like Vrees would call him out on it and be like, I don't think that's how you really feel.
Yeah,
and even me in the movie was like, this doesn't feel natural.
You're just regurgitating what you think you should be saying.
Because, I mean, I don't think, we'll talk about it later when we get into spoilers.
Okay.
But I think that there's some questions in his motivations for entering the walk in the first place.
Fair enough. And maybe that was the way the character was supposed to portray, or whether that's just Cooper Hoffman's acting. Yeah. I don't know. Something wasn't firing all cylinders for me. It wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It didn't throw me out, but it definitely stuck out to me amongst everybody else's acting skills. So I would have said that maybe we needed more time with the other characters, vary up the pacing. So we spend 98% of the movie with Pete and Verity the whole time.
Freeze.
So I think if we spend most of our time with Pete and Ray. And I feel like if we would have spent more time maybe with some of the other characters in their conversations, maybe that would have broke some of the movie up. Because it's a lot of dialogue. I mean, the movie is mostly dialogue. And then, we get the people getting killed or whatnot. But it's mostly just dialogue. Yeah. Maybe in the book, there's more. I was reading an article to explain the differences. In the book, there's more. I don't want to call them plot twists. There's a little more meat in the book. Okay. And obviously, this is a movie, so they can't go on for longer. I mean, but now I'm kind of back to what you said. They could have made this movie longer to add more meat with the other characters and some of the storyline. And maybe that would have made the movie a little more impactful to me. I mean, it's still bleak and dark and depressing, but people are like, this had a 4 days later, I'm still thinking about the movie. I don't think it'll be like that for me.
I don't think, because I've seen Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
And I've seen Battle Royale. And
you've seen Hunger
Games, which is a watered down version. We've seen plenty of movies about the kids who are in impossible situations, then they end up having to kill each other.
So I guess it's not new.
Yeah.
I guess how it's depicted is a little more gruesome in this scenario. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay.
I guess.
And my next note is they nailed the brutality of it.
Yes.
So they don't go out easily.
No.
Now, the simplest method for the kid to go out is just for them to be shot.
Yeah.
But it actually gets worse than that.
Yeah.
If you can imagine.
Some of them are run over. Some of them are murdered while pooing, which is
just terrible.
Rude.
Like, you should get like some sort of leniency if you are literally having diarrhea while the walk is happening. But no, they make no calls for anything. Yeah. I mean, they don't make no excuse for anything. So the brutality of the walk is definitely well captured. And I'm glad that what they did, I don't want to spoil it. I'm glad they made some changes based on how they depicted one of the characters.
Yeah, because had they not, it would
have been a little
it would have been good.
Funky. It would have been a little weird. It would have been a little funky. Mm-hmm. I actually saw somebody on Threads, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil it, that said exactly what you said on our way back home. Yeah. I was like, yeah, Jay made a point.
Another movie didn't do too well for some of these tropes. But.
Right. And then another article that I read, they didn't specify that point that you brought up, but they did have an issue with the change at the particular point in the book. They were like, it don't seem like reality.
I get what you were trying to do, but no.
Yeah, we've lost the plot of reality here for a second.
Yeah.
So but I like the ending. Yeah, it's hard to say. The way they did it, they had to do the ending that way, or else I would have been pissed.
I like it, but it makes sense if somebody would be like, "This ending is not great." I'd be like, I'm sure that's valid, but I don't care.
Some of the criticism I've seen is how it ended.
Yeah,
because They do change it from the book. That's not a spoiler because if you don't know what the ending is for either one, then I'm not spoiling it. Yeah. They do change it from the source material.
They do.
So I'm going to keep it there before I accidentally spoil anything. Anything else you want to say before we get into non-spoilers?
That is all I want to say before we get into non-spoilers.
Okay, so now we're going to get into our non-spoiler section. If you don't want to be, our spoiler section. If you don't want to be spoiled, pause, go watch the movie, come back because we're getting into spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. So like we typically do, we'll go down the character list. Now it's a bunch of characters. So we'll hit the 4 majors. Major, one of the characters is a major. And then we'll do some honorable mentions so we can kind of hit everybody that we want to talk about. Okay. First up, we have Cooper Hoffman, who plays Raymond Garrity, who is our lead. Like I mentioned in the non-spoiler section, his acting was not my favorite. I feel like, so we find out that he signed up for the walk because he wants to get vengeance, essentially. He's here for revenge. Mm-hmm. And it's not really good motivation because you don't know if you're going to get it because you got to win in order to do what he want to do. And it's kind of like, I don't know if that's good foresight, Raymond. But character-wise, I did not dislike him. But I was just like, can Pete win?
Yeah.
I want Pete to win because Pete, not all of we don't get to meet all 50, but we do meet maybe like 5 or 6 boys. Mm-hmm. I feel like there were other, and I'm calling them boys because they look like kids. I feel like some of the other boys were kind of, if this was a worthy based competition, I feel like there was some other worthy candidates. And I think that was my biggest gripe with Ray is like, I know why you're here, and why you're here is, you're justifiably angry and upset, but other people also kind of have more of a reasoning. I don't know how to describe it.
I feel like he was definitely a character, but he was more so, I felt like he was more so just a device. He was there to initiate the conversations and keep people talking. I mean, a lot of it was also Pete, but he was the person who was there to introduce us to the rest of the characters. Right.
And he's he's a good guy. Like he helps he helps quite a few of the other boys when they, struggling or whatnot. And he kind of keeps camaraderie against all the boys, but he was not my favorite.
And I mean, it didn't help his introductory scene with Judy Greer. I'm immediately on Judy Greer's side. Immediately. He's not explaining his reasoning for going in there. And then when he's leaving, it's just kind of like very nonchalantly.
Right. Right. It doesn't seem like he's taking it as serious. Like, so Judy, his mom, who plays Judy Greer, drops him off. And she's still trying to, and we assume that she's been trying to do this the whole time. She's trying to talk him out of it. And he's like, no, I'm doing this. And like Jay said, he don't really say why. Yeah. So we all kind of like, well, why? Because you could not come back. Like you literally have to win. There's no second place, third place, fourth place. There's only one winner.
I feel like it's literally a metaphor for like when parents have to drop their young kids off because they were signed up for the military.
Yeah, it's like
why did you do this?
What you could not come. There's a high probability, at least for this situation, that you could not come back.
And the answer is always, it's just something I got to do. This is my decision. And it's always that answer, and it's never fully thought of.
And his reasoning is actually not that great why he wants to go in.
And he realizes he's wrong later on in the film. He realizes his decision was stupid. Twice.
Essentially. Twice. So
those are his best moments.
Those are his best moments when he realizes, I done messed up.
Yeah. This is not scene great. With Judy Greer when he walked through their hometown.
Yeah.
Great. She was the best part of that scene, but that was one of his best moments.
The internet was about to get cut off, and Judy was like, I need this.
When he finally broke and realized, oh my God, I literally am making the same decision my dad
made.
I'm choosing my own personal freedoms and leaving my mom out to dry.
Right.
And letting somebody shoot me in the face.
And Pete actually tells him this earlier when he kind of explains, why he's there or whatnot. And Pete's kind of like, your dad left y'all.
Yeah, he was like, your dad wanted to show you the old ways, but he also left you destitute in
a
situation.
He didn't have to do what he did to get himself killed.
Yeah, and then when given the option to wipe it clean so that he could still be there for his family, he just said,
don't forget who you are.
Forget y'all, I'm out.
Right. And he was unjustifiably killed. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
He shouldn't have been killed, but it's kind of like at that point you got to think of your family versus
in life we make choices.
Fight the power. Like sometimes you have a child and a wife.
Never choose the upper room over your family.
No.
Right.
Because you don't. What if you don't make it up there? Then it's kind of like, well, dang, I had time to fix this. Right. So Ray was. I actually think I would have liked this character maybe more if somebody else would have played him. You know who I was thinking of is the guy Tom Blythe, who was the lead in Hunger Games.
Who's in the next movie with David Johnson?
Yes.
They have another movie coming out.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
Some indie movie. Is it an indie movie?
I think so.
Okay.
I went to like some film festival.
Yeah, that is who I imagined in this role. I was like, he could have been, because he did good in Hunger Games, I thought.
Yeah.
But the spilled milk. I can't cry when something's already done.
I think he did good. What I said earlier about the writing and maybe it was intentional for his stuff not to be believable because his motivation was fake. He was there for vengeance, and then he realized later on that it was the stupid decision. It's the exact decision my father made before he died. Yeah. And then, I mean, we'll get to that towards the ending, but not very much changes from that. So
no. Ray was interesting.
His character was not the best.
Right.
Yeah.
He obviously was had a childlike mind.
And that was a little weird for me throughout the film was that they're all older people in the movie, but they have the same kind of dialogue that they have in the book, which is a little weird because, like you said, watching Alien Earth. Yeah. They talk as if they've never experienced, this is their first time going out and experiencing the world.
Some of them do say they're homesick and whatnot.
Which would be something you would say if you're a 16-year-old.
Right.
Because you probably have not left home.
Yep.
Gone very far.
A couple of them, as it gets along, they're kind of like, I'm homesick and I miss my home. And it's like, it's only been 2 days.
In this movie, they're all grown men. The youngest one is 18, and they make a very shocked face like he must be super younger than the rest of them.
Right, because they think he's actually not 18. They think he's actually younger than that.
So a little bit of his dialogue, a little bit of all their dialogue was just a little off because it's like, you're adults.
Right. Why does this not clicking?
10 naked ladies, that's your wish?
Yeah. I was like, that's why when I read that they were teens in the book, I was like, well, that makes sense because of what the dialogue was.
The dialogue was given Sandlot, and I think they should have just if they aged up the characters, they should have aged up the conversation just a little.
Yeah. Agree. Anything else for Ray?
No.
All right, next we'll get to the lead, which was David Johnson, who played Pete McVeer.
I think it's McVrees.
Pete. Yes. I'm just gonna keep calling him Pete. So he plays a character who entered the race he wanted to win. Did he want to win? I don't know. Some people, depending on whose review you read.
He just wanted to experience moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
He entered because he had a rough growing up, a rough life. He's basically an orphan. And then at some point he decided to turn his life around after a particular fight that he had with a stranger. And he wanted to do good if he won the money. But also it's kind of like, did he ever think he was going to win? Did he just enter in because he wanted to experience what it was like being a part of like a family or a brotherhood, quote unquote? Here's the best thing about this movie. Yeah. Essentially, all his conversations, him and Ray are kind of like the two best BFFs of the whole walk, but they also partner off with Hank and Art, and they perform like the Three Musketeers, although it's four Musketeers. It's a running joke, but it's pretty cool. But the four of them are kind of like, the friend group of the team, and they kind of also help other boys get along as they're like struggling through the walk, which you think is kind of interesting considering this is a competition. Yeah. And if, only one person can be left standing, so why would you help? But even though that you think about that in the movie, it's still nice to see that they're just not all trying to take everybody out. Right. Because there are some characters that want the other characters to be like, please drop off so they can kill you. So we can thin this herd out. But these four, led by Pete, are more kind of like, we're all kind of in this together. We're all experiencing this together. Let's do this as long as we possibly can.
Yeah, it's not like the Hunger Games where they're trying to actively kill each other, but it is a one man can win situation.
It is. And I think Pete maybe understands that, if you're not meant to win this, like you'll go out on your own. We don't need to assist you in your failure. Right. Like whether it's something happens or internally, externally,
life will find a way.
Mentally, right. You're going to go out. So I'm going to treat you nice. I'm going to treat you like a good person until you show yourself otherwise, which a couple of them do. And then he rightfully calls one of them a killer while they on the walk because that was justified. So one thing with Pete, though, is that he is very much Ray's BFF and sometimes a little too much. Obviously, David Johnson is black. and Cooper Hoffman is white.
I'll say it.
And sometimes it was given a little
magical Negro. It was
just a little seasoning of it. Just a little seasoning of it.
It was there too. I mean, he was definitely carrying.
Literally carrying Pete. Pete was carrying Ray while they were asleep. And I found out that they did not sleep in the book.
Oh, okay.
They would sleepwalk.
Okay.
That's what they meant by sleeping.
Gotcha.
So Ray would fall asleep. Pete would have Ray on his shoulder, whatever, and while he was sleeping, they would just keep up the pace.
Yeah,
and keep up. And I'm like, but we don't ever get to see Pete sleep. And I'm kind of like, well, did Pete get to sleep? Did Ray do what Pete did for Ray?
No,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was feeling a little, and he's always giving Ray a pep talk.
Shawshank Green Mile.
Right, and he's like, tell me about your past, and giving him motivate. He's the one who makes Ray realize that maybe you're not really here for the best reason.
Is this therapist on the way?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So Pete was like the all around best guy to Ray, who's kind of just a meh guy. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this a little bit.
For the whole movie, they ham up the reason Pete deserves to win.
Yes.
But we're following Ray, who's the main character.
Who I'm thinking is like, obviously he's.
And we're supposed to feel for his motivations because they're personal, which we can say. I mean, the major killed his dad.
Yes.
So he's out for revenge. So
he wants to kill the major at the end.
He wants some revenge, which is very small and petty. But Pete is out there and he's saying all the good things. He's altruistic and he wants to experience moments and brotherhood.
And Ray's just kind of like, that's not a good reason to be out here. That's a terrible reason to be out here. One, because you physically have to win this whole thing.
Yeah.
Two, like you kill him and then what?
Yeah. So
comes back in the end.
Enjoying the whole movie. I was enjoying all of David Johnson's scenes, but in the back of my mind, I was like, "This is. I know where this is going."
Yeah, I was the same,
and I was preparing myself to be upset.
Yeah,
but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that towards the end. But David Johnson did great as Pete. As far as a character, outside of how they set him up, that wasn't Pete's fault, and that wasn't David Johnson had anything to do with that. That was more of writing and direction. Yeah. But other than that, I love Pete.
It was good. I mean.
It is what it is.
Viola Davis was the best part of The Help, but
it was still called The Help.
It was still called The Help.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah. Anywho, next we'll get to Mark Hamill, who plays the Major. He's in this, but he's not in this
a plot device.
A ton. He's basically, we'll say, because they don't give us any extra outside details about exactly what went down for this thing to be set up. We know there's a war. We know that people are living in poverty. We know he's the one orchestrating and running this show. He sleeps in the little bunker, the armored tank or whatever, and he peeks out every now and then and gives some stupid motivational speech and then goes back down. Mark Hamill does good at this role. Yeah. He's not friendly. He doesn't have a moment of redemption. He's pretty much terrible.
Yeah. He's President Snow, but he doesn't get scenes.
Not that often.
Yeah, he doesn't get President Snow had his own. Donald Sutherland had scenes, moments in those moves. Mark Hamill is just kind of there at the race,
yelling
or at the walk.
Yeah. He actually has one of my favorite scenes though.
Towards the end.
It
was so good.
It was.
It was so good.
Which is crazy to say he wasn't in this much, but he also had one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, Mark Hamill said that what attracted him to this role is two things. One, he went to school in Japan next to a military base, so he saw. He saw actual people in real life who were just like Major, who were very brutal against their army recruits, but also he said it was the darkest character he's ever done before, which is interesting because he's Joker.
But this is worse than Joker. I feel like maybe because because I'm imagining they still
maybe because Joker's voice work.
It's like
Joker's pretty bad.
Probably because he don't look like Mark Hamill.
Major did. Well, he killed two people in this movie, but
they equally. Let's call them both terrible.
Sure,
both on a terrible playing field. All right, and then we'll kind of run down some other people honorable mentions. So I think we've already talked about her quite a bit, but Judy Greer's Ray's mom.
Ooh, Judy Greer was great in this.
The opening scene, she's trying to tell her son, don't do this, but she's giving him one good final goodbye hug, and she just breaks down like because she know he might not make it back.
It was a combination of the breakdown.
Yeah.
When he walks off and she snaps and she's like, no, don't go.
Right.
And then when he's like, I have to go, she cleans it up immediately. She's like, all right, be good. She's like,
see you later.
That is so, and then she's like still crying.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's so
and then
good.
she shows up during the walk, and just before that, Pete and Ray have a conversation of like, so the walk actually ends up in Ray's state. So he actually has a couple people that actually come along the walk, and like somebody has a sign like, oh, #1 fan or whatever, because he's like the local hometown hero, quote unquote. And other walkers are kind of jealous because they're like, we don't get to have anybody come see us. And Pete's like, that actually might be worse to have your loved ones along the sidelines or whatever. That might make you want to give up or whatnot. And literally the next scene,
he ends up losing his shoes minutes before he walks past shooting.
One of his soles breaks, and I think Art is like, you might as well just take them shoes off because you got jacked up shoes gonna slow you down. So he kicks off his shoes, and his feet is terrible. I mean, they like socks all bloody, got holes in it or whatnot. And the very next scene, his mom shows up on the sideline when he ain't got no shoes on.
She's like, what happened to your feet?
Where's your shoes? Where's your shoes? And she's like breaking down, and he's like, screw it. And he runs over to his mom, and they're like, warning. Yeah. Warning. Yeah. And then Pete's like, do you really want your mom to see you get popped?
When the guy with the gun shows up and she goes, no.
Yes.
She goes, walk off.
She's like, move.
She's like, you need to keep walking.
Mom, you should not have showed up. Like, I know you should have just hid behind a car.
I mean, she was going to show up anyway, but
I guess.
He needed that. He needed that scene to realize how stupid of a decision he had made.
And that right after that scene, he goes, I'm leaving
her alone.
The same thing my dad did.
The last thing she had, and I did this for hubris.
Yeah. So their dad ends up getting killed by the major because the dad is like sharing materials because there certain things are banned, like you can't read basically what the government trying to turn into now.
Right.
But essentially, his dad gets killed because the major's like, either you say you'll never do this again and bow down to the authority, or you're done.
Right.
And his dad's like, I'm never bowing down to you. You can't take this away from me. And then they kill him.
Never let them forget who you are. Or
yeah.
Whatever.
So, and then they kill him. So his dad leaves the wife and son because he decided he didn't want to bow down to authority. Like, okay, fine.
Sure.
We're
already destitute.
It did not change their situation whatsoever. Yeah. So then when Ray signs up, because he's like, I want to get vengeance, it's kind of like, so if you don't make it out of this, your mother is now not only lost her husband, but she now has lost her son.
The same way.
To the same people. Yeah. The same way. For nothing to change. So Ray's kind of like, I didn't screw up.
Yeah. I love that scene. That was his best acting moment.
It was. And we are not even at the end of the walk yet.
Because he's like, I messed up. I made the wrong decision. I'm exactly like my dad. And Pete's like, yeah.
There's nothing to do.
It's too late. You don't have time to grieve. You literally
got to keep walking.
You literally have sacrificed your grieving time.
Right. Now you need to win or your mom going to be done.
Yeah.
So.
And now you have no shoes.
And he had to finish the rest of the walk with no shoes.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know what day it was, but I know that scene was night, and then the next time that scene was during the daytime, but they still had like another night and day to go. He was not finished walking at that point. But Ray's mom, 10 stars. 10 out of 10.
Judy Greer was amazing in this movie.
10 out of 10. Someone else we had, another character was Billy Stebbins, Stebbins, who we find out is actually the major's son. Mm-hmm. One of the major's sons. Apparently the major get down. Yeah. And having kids all over the place. Right. So he, in the book, it's revealed that he's the son, and it's thought that he is entered into the race to keep everybody else going because he's supposed to have like the perfect build, the perfect body, the perfect stamina. And Billy, he actually ends up getting sick. And he was like, out of all, I haven't been sick in 10 years. And the day my body wants to break down is when I'm on this walk. So he's sick for like a good chunk of the movie.
Yeah.
We don't really know. He says it's allergies at first. I was like, nah, dog.
It's a cold or something.
Yeah, it's a cold or something. And he can't get no medicine, obviously. So he ends up eventually breaking down physically. And he ends up giving up. And I think he thought that the major would know that that's his son, but it don't. Yeah. It changes literally nothing.
Yeah.
He still ends up saying, I cannot do this no more. And he gets killed.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I think everybody's definitely.
All of them pretty much just die because they're worn down.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. His was bad. There was the very first person who died was Curly, who I have on the list. He ends up getting a cramp in his leg, like a Charlie horse. and they try to help him. Ray tries to help him work it out, and it works out for a little bit, but it comes back, and he just falls.
Yeah.
And they give you 3 warnings, and the petty thing is, even if you get ran over by a tractor, which actually happened to one of them, I don't even remember how the dude fell. He falls. I think he tries to grab the gun from the soldier. Falls. The tanker runs over him. He's obviously dead, and they still give him 3 warnings. And I'm like, why are we doing this? So the soldiers are also petty.
The book writer with the broken ankle.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. He ends up, they have to walk up this steep incline at night. And obviously when you go through an incline, you got to walk a little faster to overcome it and to keep the pace. He ends up breaking it. A lot of the kids end up dying at that point.
Yeah.
From falling, slowing down. All you hear is warning, pop, warning, pop. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's just gunfire.
It's terrible. And it's at night. And you don't really see how bad it is till the next day when the crowd is much less. He breaks his ankle, but he keeps walking till the next morning. Yeah. We don't know how many hours it's been, but it's terrible. And I mean, it's literally like he's walking on the ankle, not the foot. That's how bad it is. And we had a close up. And he can't walk no more. And they just kind of like, warning. He's gone, y'all. Just let him go. So the killings are terrible because of just how brutal they are and how bad the kids' bodies break down.
Yeah.
Another one we got, and this was the one I'm actually gonna skip it and come back. Gary Barrett, what was his last name? Barkovich.
Yes.
He was somewhat. They didn't do no mental health tests on these kids.
Yeah.
Obviously, something was up with him. And he was bullying one of the kids early. I'm keep calling them kids because they look.
I mean, yeah, they're kids.
They look like
it's
kids.
Weird. They're adults, but they're kids.
They are like frail, and some of them are frail and little and look like they belong in middle school. But there was one particular kid, Rank, who Gary was picking on his name. Like, your mom really named you Rank. And he started talking about the boy's mom. So the boy's like trying to swing at him and fight while they are walking. And they both getting warnings because you can't fight and walk 3 miles an hour at the same time. Anyway, Rank ends up swinging and falling and scratching his face on the pavement, and of course he fell. And I think at that point he was at his 3rd warning.
Face was scratched off.
Face was scratched off. He was already at his 3rd warning. They kill him.
Yeah.
And then Gary is kind of like, this not my fault. I didn't do that. That's not my fault. And the rest of the group is like,
yeah, you absolutely.
Yeah. Pete calls him a murderer.
It's manslaughter.
Through the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
He actually ends up taking out himself because
that's sad. I wish he would have got shot.
He didn't deserve to take himself out almost because he is the reason why Rank was not alive.
Yeah.
And he also ends up talking bad through pretty much the whole movie. His character had some issues.
Yeah.
He did not need to be in that race. And he ends up taking himself out because he just mentally ain't there.
The guilt of getting Rank killed and nobody liking him after that.
Right. Yeah. Because he went right before that, he tries to talk to Ray like, can you tell Pete I'm part of the crew and I want to be friends? And you need friends at a time like this. And it's like, it's kind of too late, first of all. And you did technically kill Rank 4 days ago. Yeah. And he just takes himself out.
That's why I kind of felt like the script needed just a little bit of updating. The dialogue needed a little update. The antagonizing Rank seemed a little childish.
It was very childish. Oh, very childish.
And then the wanting to be part of the crew towards the end. His character felt really, really young for them all to be adults in the movie, but not in the book.
mean, Rank looked like he was 12.
Yeah.
A couple Curly.
Yeah.
Who died at the beginning, the first one. 12.
Yeah.
Like some of these kids look young.
Well, Ben Wayne's character was like, hi, you can't tell me you're a day over 16.
Yeah, which is funny because Ben Wayne's character looked like he was 16.
Yes.
He played
Karate Kid.
He played Hank Olsen.
Yeah.
Hank was one of the 4 Musketeers, and he held out as long as he could. I can't remember what.
The gum.
The
foreshadowing was the gum.
He was chewing gum the whole time, and he kept putting the chew gum in his pocket. And they was like, oh, that's so nasty. It was kind of like a running joke. But then he took out his gum, and the gum was almost gone. And earlier in the movie, he said, I feel like me and the gum are one. I'm lasting as long as the gum lasts. And when the gum's gone, then I'm done. And we get to a scene where he pulls the gum out, and it's literally like a pea size. He is, and for a good portion of the movie, he looked like he about to fall over.
Yeah.
I mean, he walking the pace, but he taking like
his legs weren't doing well for a while.
Yeah, he get like jelly. He said his legs was turning into jelly. He eventually he falls out. Like, I can't do this. Art tries to save him, but before he gets shot, I think he was shouting like, I've done it all wrong. I was doing it all wrong.
He was the rule book guy.
Yeah.
He was the master strategist. He's like, I know I have the master strategy. I've studied the winners. I know exactly what it takes to win.
So, and he goes out screaming like, I've done it all wrong.
I've
done it all
death scene.
I've done it all. And they actually, he actually got shot or something.
He tried to take the gun.
Yes, and they said they were gonna let him bleed out versus shooting him to use him as an example for nobody else to try to do that. So that was kind of janky too. Because it was like they didn't just shoot you. Sometimes they decide, well, you want to test this out? I'm going to let you bleed out.
Yeah.
So that was horrible.
So I liked his death.
Yeah.
It was sad.
It was sad because Art wanted to go save him.
Yeah.
Art was kind of like, because they were the Four Musketeers, right? They were trying to all help each other, and he couldn't. So Art was all like, Art actually runs back and almost gets himself killed. Yeah. Because they are, and then Ray goes back to go get Art. Like, you can't help him. Like, he's done. Yeah. So yeah, his was. They were all bad. I think it started getting real bad and emotional when Hank went. Yeah, for sure. He was
the first Musketeer,
right? And then somebody else he actually went out with a bang. That I actually kind of liked. I'm gonna go back to Art in a second. Was Coley Parker? He was a Native American. Mm-hmm. He didn't talk a whole bunch, but he did have some pretty good lines here and there. He eventually he flips off the police every time they walk by one. So he's definitely like fight the power type of dude. Mm-hmm. He eventually gives up because he's like, this is not going to end. So he grabs one of the soldiers' guns when they not looking and kills one. Yeah. And if naturally, then they shoot him. But he was like, I took one of y'all out. Right. That's good enough for me. And then he ends up taking a gun and taking himself out before they take him out. Yeah. He
said he was homesick. And I think it was getting to him the fact that he was like, I keep walking and I'm never going to see anybody I know.
Yeah, he was super homesick. That was like they supposed to be men, but these kids have obviously not left.
Never
home.
Been, and it's only been 4 days.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Y'all could say homesick, but it's been like 3 or 4 days. It hasn't even been that long
as an adult.
Right, right, and he actually was doing pretty good. Like, I don't think he even got any warnings or anything, but he mentally was just like, I'm not doing this. Yeah, I'm not doing. There was another kid, I don't think we got his name, who just ran off into the store. Yeah, they killed him. Mm-hmm. The kid with the radio. Yeah. So he had a radio, and he didn't have a bunch of lines. He just played his radio every now and then, and then he just runs up to the front and starts taking his clothes off.
He just went nuts.
Just lost his mind, and he went off into the grass. You're not allowed to go in the grass. Shot him off. Now, the one that almost got me, and I was like, Lord, is that a tear that's about to come by from behind my eyes? Was Art.
Art was sad.
So Art was like the religious one. He like read the Bible. He didn't like cussing or whatnot. He did smoke though, which is funny. Cause like
wasn't nothing about tobacco in the Bible.
Wasn't nothing about tobacco in the Bible. He said, but he was also one of the Four Musketeers. He went after Hank did. Yeah. So. And he got a nosebleed, and he was like, I ain't had a nosebleed in so long. Well, something obviously was worse for him. His nosebleed ended up not exploding, but he ended up having blood all over the place. Yeah. It wasn't a simple nosebleed. Pete and Ray try to like get him to walk, and like, no, not ready. He's like,
He's also losing it.
Yeah, he was, he was like mentally wasn't there. His body obviously was falling apart. I can't remember what he wanted to go to the moon.
That's what he wanted.
He wanted his one wish to go to the moon. Cause like, they give you whatever you want. I want to it can't be worse than here. Like, I want to go to the moon. But his body starts breaking down. And then what made the scene so good was that they took the time to have like a last moment with him. Like, he knew he was about to go. They knew he was about to go. And they have like the conversation. He finally was like, just let me go. Just promise y'all won't look when they do it. And then I think he takes off his chain to give to Ray. Yeah. Mm-hmm. To give to Ray. So that was probably the most emotional death, I would say. So that's why I feel like the actor stood out because of how he was able to just do all of that in his scene.
What really got me was the first scene when they met up at the beginning of the race. They all asked like what their motivation was for getting in the race, and his was he just wanted to make some friends.
Oh yeah. And at the end before he went, they were like you did. Pete's telling him, you did the best you could. You should be proud of yourself. You made a few friends along the way. He's like, yeah, I did. But he was like, y'all just gotta let me go. And he sits down, and then he gets his 3 warnings, and then they take him out.
It was sad. He was a really good actor.
He was.
His death scene was really good. He was like, don't turn around.
Yeah.
Don't watch him.
Yeah.
And I like that he got to make friends.
Yeah. I was like, I think there's a tear.
They were drawing that scene out.
Woo, I was like, if that scene would have been 5 more minutes, I would have been like, whoo.
Because the sucky part about all the deaths, at least for the people that we knew, was that it was foreshadow. It was a scene here that showed the decline.
A cough.
And then we knew to watch them each and every scene after that for when they were going to drop.
It was like a cough, a cramp. When he caught that nosebleed, I was like, and right before though, he was kind of like, before he kind of decided like this is about to be it, he was like, my uncle used to put ice on my nosebleeds all the time. I sure I wish I had some ice. And Pete and Ray are like, they trying to keep him going, but he's like, I'm not gonna make it. So Art scene almost had me, y'all.
Yeah.
If y'all would have made that 10 seconds longer, I would have been like, where is my Kleenex?
It was sad.
Who's cutting onions? Who's cutting onions? And then I think I named so those are all of the people we got to follow and got to know. And I think, am I missing anybody? I think that was all the big ones.
Yeah.
All of the big ones. Mm-hmm. So let's get into now our likes and dislikes. If there's anything you hadn't said yet.
Sure. So I liked the instant camaraderie that you mentioned. As soon as they got there, they were friends. They started introducing each other. A lot of trying to like sabotage each other. And it was against the rules, I guess, to sabotage each other. So
Which it should be.
So I like the instant camaraderie. We immediately get to know everybody, which we have to because it's a lot of people in this.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, I pretty much just liked the movie in general. The movie was all of them just walking and dialogue. So we didn't get like a lot of different elements of the film. I liked the characters. And a big standout was the fact that all the characters like got along. And it was like,
it wasn't a bunch of infighting. Yeah. It wasn't a bunch of, and you had like two Stebbins and the Gary guy were kind of like instigating a little bit, but they were mostly just trying to make it through.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like they mostly fell off because their bodies just couldn't take it. It wasn't because, they were trying to sabotage or trip somebody or anything like that.
Yeah.
My other like that I'll mention, the acting was the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Essentially, like I said, the story was pretty straightforward. I wouldn't watch it again because it's so depressing.
I wouldn't watch it again because it's so sad. I don't need to see this again.
It's so bleak, y'all. People are like, I've read this book, and they say the book goes into more detail and it's worse because there's more people, more detail, more backstory. I was like, y'all read this multiple times?
Yeah.
No, I mean the scene with the kid. So one of the kids this is in a movie. Gets the runs, right? And we get a little foreshadowing because one of the boys come back and says number 27 or whatever is having some issues, and we don't know who number 27 is. What do you mean? He's like, he's because one of my questions was, how do they use the bathroom? They literally just go while
I didn't even think of it.
They go while they walking, y'all.
Yeah.
Just imagine that however you want to imagine that. Well, one kid in particular, his stomach ain't right, and he's got like the runs.
And they feed him like
paste
in tubes.
Yeah, they get water and paste. So and whatever they brought from home. So some of them do have extra because they brought it from home, but you got to ration it out.
Right.
And then you don't want to eat too much because then you have to poop.
Right. So
this one kid ends up having diarrhea, and he's trying to like pull his pants down and go and like keep walking because you get a warning. You get like 10 seconds. So whatever you can do in them 10 seconds, you gotta like hurry up. Like somebody needed to tie their shoes, and they did it right before the third warning. Right. So you get some time. You gotta time it real right, but it wasn't working out for him, and they just killed him while he was pooping, while he was mid diarrhea, and I was just like, "This." He just
dead with a bullet in the head and
poop his pants down. It was just like, so I can only imagine how bad. Apparently, people are saying like the books make it worse.
It's just funny because like the deaths, the whole walk is a humiliation ritual. Like
it is.
It's degrading, and it's supposed to be
do
about
everything in public.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about giving the people back in your home state courage. Courage to do what? Be shot in the face while I'm taking a dump.
Right, and it's apparently broadcasted live.
Yeah.
Right. So who's ever family of these kids they're seeing their kids like walk with a broken ankle or trying to tie their shoe or getting ran over by a tractor, like terrible, terrible.
Shooting somebody in the face on television while they're pooping and then saying it's hopeful.
I mean,
is so on brand.
And the movie don't cut away from nothing, y'all.
No.
I mean, we see the blood, the guts, the guns going in the. I mean, this ain't for if you got a weak stomach. This ain't for you.
Yeah.
This is not for you. It's beyond gory. It's like degrading.
Yeah.
Essentially, like
it's degrading.
Right. poop is not gory, but seeing somebody had a runs when their life is on the line.
Cry and be shot in the face while they're pooping because they're pooping is degrading.
Right, because he's obviously having some trouble, but he know like he about to go.
Yeah, so good movie. I would never watch this again ever in my days.
Never. Like I got the image in my head.
Yeah,
I am good.
I never need to see somebody be crying and shot.
I don't think I missed anything in this movie. Now, one particular thing I did, anything visually, I didn't miss in this movie. I do think the sound mixing was a little off, or I'm getting old, because some people would say stuff and I'd be like, what did you just say?
They had a lot of different accents in the movie. Everybody was from somewhere different.
Right. So maybe that's what it was. But sometimes I would miss part of people's sentences because I don't know if the sound was like low or what. But that's a minor nitpick.
Yeah.
But sometimes I did go and like, what did he say?
Yeah.
What happened? What did he say? But that's it about for likes and dislikes. I think I hit everything else.
I didn't have any real dislikes. I didn't dislike the magical Negro trope. I mean, I disliked the magical Negro trope.
They turned it around.
Yeah. And I saw where it was going. And I also kind of, a little bit of me came into the movie with that in mind. So I wasn't like extremely disappointed by it.
It was thick though.
It was thick.
It was getting real thick.
They was laying it on.
I was like, please don't go out there.
And the only other dislike is that some of the dialogue needed updating. They were still talking like they were 16, 17-year-old kids in the book, but in the movie they make a point to say that they're older.
Yeah.
One of them is married and has a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty interesting there. All right, are we ready to talk about the ending?
Sure.
So it ends different from the book.
Twist ending.
So in the book, what happens is Stebbins, Pete, and Ray are the last three. Pete actually goes out of those three. Pete goes out first. Pete finally says, you know what, I had enough. And in the movie, he says, when it's finally my time, I'm just going to sit down and take it peacefully. And that's what happens in the book. And then it's only Stebbins and Ray left. Stebbins ends up, what I read was Stebbins tries to tell Pete or Ray, like, you know, don't you want to go with your friend? Don't you want to like go with your friend? And he's like, no. But Stebbins ends up just dying of exhaustion.
Yeah.
He doesn't get sabotaged, which is basically what happens in the movie. It just happens in a different order. So Stebbins dies of exhaustion. Ray wins by default. But Ray is so broke down, beaten up, mentally exhausted that he thinks that somebody is putting a hand on his shoulder to tell him like, hey, stop, you've won. He's like, no. There's a dark, shadowy figure ahead of me that I need to follow and catch up with, and I need to win. So he just keeps walking. And that's how the book ends. That Ray is so jacked up mentally that he wins, quote unquote, but he's forever like toe up. And he lost all his friends that he made along the way.
Like the mist.
Like the mist. In the movie, slightly different. So very different. I ain't gonna say slightly. They flipped it on his head actually. So Stebbins still dies of exhaustion, but he is the first of the three to go. And then what happens is we get Pete and Ray at the end. There's like a crowd chanting or whatever, because I guess they think that's the end. I don't know why that crowd was there at that moment, because technically they could still be walking. But anywho, Pete and Ray kind of stare at each other like, you know, I love you, man. I love you, man. I love you, man. I don't know what they were communicating with their eyes. But anywho, Pete stops. And he's like, Ray, take it home. And Ray's like, no, Pete, don't do that. So he picks up Pete. He's like, Pete, nope, we got to walk this together just a little bit more. And Pete's like, okay, man, I guess. And then Ray stops.
Yeah.
And then Ray is the one who, and as they were stopping and starting whatever, they kept getting warnings. What happens is Ray stops. That's his third warning. And Ray gets it.
Yeah, they shoot him in the gut, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, they don't shoot him in the head like they do everybody else. But so Ray ends up actually dying. Like he sacrifices himself so that Pete can win. Pete is toe up, obviously, because the thing he came for is now gone. Yeah. So he gets the prize or whatever. But instead of him doing his love conquer all's mission where he's like, I'm going to take the winnings and with my one wish and make the world a better place, he actually uses it to get vengeance upon Major. Like Ray would have wanted to do had he won. Yeah. So he asks for the gun because he gets his one wish. The Major's like, give him the gun. He points it at the Major and the Major's like, hey, I don't think you want to do that, man. You just won. You got all these things that's about to work out for you. You know, you about to go off, live your life. And he's like, this is for Ray, and pops the Major in the dome. He falls. And I was like, he ain't got on a bulletproof vest, but whatever. I guess he shot him in the forehead. We don't really see where he shoots. We just see him shoot. Major's dead. And we just staring at Pete And Pete's just like having a moment.
I'm waiting
of like,
for Pete to catch the bullet.
We are waiting for Pete to get riddled with bullets.
Yes, I mean, the training day, like the set it off scene.
We wait for Pete to pop it and get it pop because he killed the major.
And they said earlier when Gary,
yes,
is talking. Well, Ray, not Gary. Ray is talking about killing the major. And
oh
Pete's
yeah,
like,
right.
They'll kill you for that, and he was like, "Well, it's uncharted territory.
No, it's never happened.
The winner's never done that before,
right? So
we don't know."
We don't know
what. I was sitting there like, are they going to let him?
Are they going to let him go?
Because it doesn't matter. I mean, it'd just be a new major. It doesn't seem like life has as much value in this world.
Right.
Anyway,
they'll just find. I'm sure the major got a second in command who could take over him. But Pete kills the major. We waiting for Pete to get lit up, but he doesn't. He just walks off until the rain, and then the movie goes off.
We don't see the dark figure, but he just walks off.
There's no dark figure in this one. He just walks off. Yeah. So I think he don't make it long. If he does make it, say he goes lives his life, he's still jacked up regardless.
I took the metaphor in the book of Ray walking off to the distance of dark figure as Ray's dying.
Sure.
This is Ray slipping into
You think
the
Ray
darkness.
slipped? Yeah. And it's kind of like a lose-lose situation, right?
Yeah.
Even if either you die, so you did all this to die anyway, or you live and you have to live with what you live with.
And he wasted his wish. There's a couple issues with this ending. I like the ending better than the book.
I like the fact that Pete didn't sacrifice himself for Ray, and Ray sacrificed himself for Pete in that mode. Like, I like that switcheroo.
So when I had a note, because I was like, I like the ending. I prefer this ending over the ending of the book, mostly because David Johnson lived, and because I would not have liked if he was the magical Negro through the whole movie and then he still died.
And I don't think he was in the book. I don't even know if Peter's even black.
Right, but
so
in the movie
totally
they
different.
were definitely hamming it up that way. So
correct.
I would have been upset if he had carried Ray through this entire race and then sacrificed himself. I would have been pissed.
100%.
But I will say that I put a note. I was like, it creates this interesting paradox where I'm happy David Johnson lived.
Yes.
So I like the ending better.
Correct.
But it doesn't really work for the ending of the movie for several reasons. One, because now Garrity is just murdered the exact same way as his father.
Yep.
So he dies the exact same way.
And his mother.
After realizing he did not have to do this. It was a foolish decision. And now Judy Greer is alone by herself. It doesn't work for the ending if this is supposed to be our protagonist.
Nope.
Now Pete is a murderer. Yep. Which is exactly what he said he did not want to be.
Because he was done living that life.
It's exactly what he was trying to talk Ray out of doing. But now Ray's death has now turned Pete into a murderer.
Yep.
And also, Pete's wish was to make sure that the race has two winners so that the person who wins isn't alone.
Yep.
And he wasted his wish because he wasted it on murdering, and now he's alone. And the next winner will be alone, and nothing will change.
Nothing will change.
The major will just be replaced, and the walk will continue next year.
Yeah. So I read an article on Polygon that has some similar thoughts of like, the ending is too far from reality. And their thing was there's no way that Pete was going to be able to live.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Like their ending was off screen after the movie goes to black. They kill Pete.
You killed a military public figure on national television.
Right. So there's really they leave it open to interpretation in the movie, but it's like there's no way Pete.
And I don't know if being black matters, but I mean, you shot somebody on TV.
I'm going to say it mattered. I'm gonna say it mattered, and they're not letting that Negro get away with it.
General.
No,
we let you get away with a lot in this movie,
right? You've crossed the line, sir. But so it's kind of like it sucks because Pete was our guy right through the whole movie. But not only does he didn't have to sacrifice himself for Ray, cool, check. But then, but wait, he does Ray's bid for him anyway, and then he probably ends up dying. And let's say they don't light that man up after the fact. Like, he lives a life of misery because of what he had to go through. Yeah. It's a lose-lose situation. So yeah, it was the end. What happened after he didn't have to sacrifice himself? That was kind of like, and people seems to be what's kind of rubbing people a little, like they don't, I've seen more positive about this movie than negative. By far. Yeah. But the ending is what people are kind of like, that was kind of, I don't know.
It's just it's just weird. It's just a little weird.
Weird is a good word for it.
It's a little weird for the film. The ending is just a little weird. It works for me, and you can do with that what you will.
Right. And to be honest, I don't even know the original ending from the book. If we got the characters how we got them in the movie, and they kept the original ending from the book, I would have been mad. Yes. Right. Mm-hmm. Unless they. I'm just gonna say it. If Pete was white, then I wouldn't have cared.
Nope.
But the fact that they made Pete and David Johnson, and they kept the original ending, I wouldn't have been happy with that. Yeah. I wouldn't have been happy with that. This ending, sure.
We've seen it already. We've seen Gone with the Wind. We've seen The Help. We've seen it so many times.
Right. This ending suits me. However, I see people's kind of like,
right.
with it. And there were a lot of interesting changes that they made from the book. I feel like the book usually is always better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always better. So I'm sure this movie, I'm sure it might be a great adaptation, but I'm sure the book is still the better of the two.
And I think it would have worked better with a younger. I mean, I like the cast.
Yeah.
But had the movie been like younger adults, like kids.
Yeah.
Not younger adults, kids.
Yeah, like actual 16-year-olds.
It would have hit a lot harder because the dialogue would have matched with who's portraying it, the kids talking about kid things, so it would have made more sense. But then the deaths would have been a lot more impactful because they are children. I
mean, right, and the deaths were bad, but they're more like, I would say Art's death is the main one that hit me. That was kind of like, oh, this is like, oh.
It was always in Hunger Games, the nominations were random. It was always sadder when they would pick a kid and then they would put him against an adult from a different district.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, it would have hit harder, but it's like, did I need it? Did it need to be more bleak?
Yeah.
I don't know. I literally almost popped out of tissue. At one scene, I'm like, I don't want no more bleakness. Right. But so the ending was interesting.
Yeah.
It was, I preferred this ending to the ending in the book, literally just based on how the characters and the race of the characters was, I'm just going to say it.
Hey.
Set up. That's how they're gonna be set up. All right. Do we have a favorite liner? I think we have the same favorite liner scene.
When it's just Stebbins, Ray, and Pete left.
Yes.
With the major. Yes.
Yes. So we are on a bridge somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's dark. This is the scene before the final scene, and Stebbins, Ray, and Pete are walking, and the major pops out of his little tank to give his little speech of like, you've made it. You've walked this long way, and now it's either a shaft or something, blah 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 blah. And they're like, "Shut up,
right?
Shut up. We are tired of hearing you talk. We don't like you. You're a horrible person. Go back down there. Like, just be quiet. We don't want to hear nothing. We hate you."
Mark goes, "That's the spirit. Get a can-do attitude. Put some pep in your step.
That's what I want to hear.
Take no prisoners. Lay it low and swing it."
Right. And it was just like, okay, that's not what I thought he was. I thought he was going to be like, "You don't talk to me like that. I'll shoot you in your face." And he's just like, "That's what I want to hear."
He's like, "Y'all are desperate."
Right. I don't care. I get to live.
Say whatever you want to say.
Say whatever. Right.
I'm literally gonna take a nap after this.
They were literally chanting, forget the major, right? Yeah. In a way earlier scene, and that man was probably in there asleep, like having tea. Like, right. Y'all are walking, I am not.
I thought that was hilarious.
It just drilled in the terribleness of the major. But that scene, I wasn't expecting him to be like, "Thanks, keep it going, guys."
That's
I was like,
spirit, young man,
okay,
flex your muscles.
This is terrible. This is truly terrible. Yeah. All right, do you have any random notes?
I have a couple.
Okay.
Judy's doing the acting.
Bills was due.
Dying for taking a dump is wild. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm trying to see like what death was the craziest. Not just.
I have to add that to my list of like deaths I never want to experience.
Yeah, like
Snake.
Art's was the saddest, but the craziest might be while he was pooping.
Yeah.
And the ankle.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad.
Random note: Garrity always sleeping. What's up with that?
And Pete always holding him up.
What's up with that, Garrity?
I guess they were trying to show us that they do somehow sleep. Because in a movie, in a book, I guess they described them as like
Garrity,
sleeping.
They didn't show anybody else sleeping.
Nobody else was sleepwalking.
Garrity was getting all the naps during the walk.
And Pete was just like, I got you, buddy.
Hunger Games, but with poop.
That was really disturbing to you, huh?
It was. It stuck with me.
It was pretty bad.
It stuck with me.
I just felt so bad for him because he like couldn't control
Using the bathroom, it should never be stressful.
Yeah, he was super stressed.
It shouldn't.
And it wasn't just a normal bathroom, right? Like he had the runs.
On the road.
Right.
Yeah.
He had the run. Like he couldn't control it.
It was sad. awful and embarrassing and sad, and it's killing somebody in public when they're probably at their worst moment, which there's nothing wrong with pooping, but it's private.
Yeah.
So
that's why,
if you were to poop in public, the bathrooms wouldn't have doors.
Like we said, bleak.
So
terribly bleak.
Art's death was extremely sad, but at least he got to make some friends. And my last random note was poor Judy Greer. She got nothing out of this. I mean, other than a paycheck, but her character got nothing out of this.
Does she get the paycheck?
I mean, her character gets a paycheck for, I mean, the actress, Judy Greer.
Oh, in real life.
Check, but her character, Jenny's her character's name. Jenny gets nothing.
Jenny had the worst ending, maybe.
Gets nothing and loses everything.
Assuming that Pete actually does get it and they do kill him at the end, Jenny then
Maybe we can assume Pete takes care of Jenny. But
I did not leaving that man alive.
I
don't think they left Pete alive. I think I don't know why they didn't show us that
Killing
Pete got
the Major is a great way to forfeit that prize money.
It's got to be in a rule book.
Yeah.
Like if you commit a criminal act right during your winnings, then like you disqualified or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't. There's no happy ending. There's no way you watch this movie and can come to it. Pete lived happy ever after. No, because he probably has nightmares every night after the 4 days he just experienced, and he's alone.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bleak movie, y'all. Never watching it again, but it's good.
It's good.
It
was
good.
Movie. Yeah.
It's good, right? I actually don't have any random notes. I think I got them all out.
All right, you ready to get into our rating?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, so you want to go first?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm taking 1 off because of the ending.
Okay.
Or I'll take half off for the ending, and I'll take the other half off because I feel like I would have liked something else besides just dialogue of them walking.
Sabotage.
Something.
Maybe I had to climb a rock wall.
Maybe. I think
electric fence.
There was probably something in the book that they could have added to kind of vary, because there's no way I've read what the book is about, and I've seen some people talk about differences in the book, and there was a lot more meat juice in the book that I feel like they could have added to the movie that could have varied up to just being a walk.
But the movie was short.
Right? And I think that's probably, the sacrifice they decided to make. So I'll give it a 4.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 4.
I'll give it a 4 too. I'll give it a 4 for the ending. I like the ending, but the ending doesn't work for the film. The ending works for me, but it doesn't work for the film.
It
doesn't work for the movie.
Reality. I mean, this is not a real movie. Well, it ain't too far.
But also, I liked the dialogue. I liked all of Pete's dialogue.
Yeah.
I would have changed. I would have made some of the lines older. I would have aged up the dialogue a little bit.
Okay.
It was just a little off-putting sometimes when the conversations were a little childish.
And we're supposed to be right.
Yeah. But other than that, I think this is a 4 Nicole Kidman's movie. I had a really good. I didn't have a good time, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good film.
Right. I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah.
It's the best one.
I don't be rewatching Castaway, but Castaway was a great movie.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great movies that I will not rewatch.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yes. Good movie.
Never.
Don't need to see that.
Ever watching that movie. Please.
So.
Don't want to. Another change, I should have put this in a random note section, that in the book, Ray was actually, like, he had a couple moments where he daydreams about his mom and his dad. In the book, he actually had a girlfriend. So.
Oh, yes.
He didn't break up with the girlfriend. In the book, he doesn't break up with her. She is the motivation, not his mom.
Interesting.
I'm glad. We didn't need both.
We barely got Judy Greer. There would be no point of having a motivation.
I'm glad they did
character.
both. There's actually the scene where he goes to meet up with his mom, like he runs to her. It's actually the girlfriend. He ignores the mom in the book.
Interesting.
Yeah. Another kid actually dies because he ends up making out with with a spectator.
Interesting.
And he doesn't leave in enough time. And in the book, I guess it's implied that she did that on purpose because she wanted to see somebody get killed.
Interesting.
It's terrible. The book sounds terrible. I don't know how y'all read this more than once.
Wow.
No, thank you.
I don't need to see this. I don't need to experience this again.
I need to read this.
No.
I've contributed to the art by seeing this movie. Thank you very much.
All right, so that is our review of The Long Walk. Go see it.
Yeah, check it out if you don't care about being sad for like an hour and a half.
You see it for David Johnson's performance.
True.
Yeah.
True.
He definitely deserves a nomination for this.
The few moments that we get of Mark Hamill and Judy.
Mark Hamill was great.
Mark Hamill, the scene where he's like,
Art.
at 'em, boys. That's the spirit. I was like, you tripping.
All the Musketeers did a great job.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. I agree with that. But yeah, I would check it out if you want something different. This is different. Definitely different from the Roses in the comic book movie. I tell you that much.
Yeah, it is.
It's like not a horror movie, but it's horrible.
Yes.
Put it that way.
Horrible genre.
Yeah. the not feel good genre.
The horrible genre.
Right.
All right. What are we watching next week?
Hopefully, if it's still in theaters, we are watching The Man in My Basement.
Nice.
Hopefully. I know it was playing this weekend. I don't know if it's playing next weekend.
Will it be on Hulu if it's not in theaters?
I don't know. Let's see.
Okay.
The Man in My Basement. 1 second, please. Released in theaters on September 12th. That is this weekend, and it is going to Hulu 26. So no, it won't be.
You don't think it'll? Okay, so it'll still be in theaters then.
So hopefully, yes.
Nice.
We'll check that out.
More Anna Deal.
If not, it's gonna be another Alien Earth episode. Which ain't bad.
It's not bad.
Let me tell y'all.
It's doing really well.
Keep up with it. It is king. It's still good.
I still haven't watched episode 6.
Episode 6 is good.
Yeah.
We could do 6 and 7. No? Yes.
Okay.
Then we would do 8.
Sweet.
We'll have something. It'll either be the TV show or it'll be a movie. Hopefully it's the movie because I do want to see that.
Sweet.
All right.
All right. So thanks for listening. If you like us, you can hold on. I didn't bring up the script.
If you don't like us, stay away.
If you like us, please share it. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on our website at vaguelynerdypodcast.com, where you can also leave us a voice message and we'll play it on the show if it's nice.
If it's not, we'll find you on LinkedIn. You
can find us on Threads and on IG at Vaguely Nerdy Podcast, Blue Sky and Twitter at Vaguely Nerdy Pod. You can reach us at vaguelynerdypodcast@gmail.com. And if you're listening to us on a podcast app, you can watch our animated format on our YouTube channel at Vaguely Nerdy Podcast.
Until next week.
Bye.
Bye.